I'm gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. I'm gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. I'm gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to small, to just for you and the children crying for starvation, just to small. You want to get a mix of it, right, to small. You want to know what is happening more of them to small. Politicians to make their decision just to small. You want to know what happened in the ministry to small. Yeah, to small. Yeah, to small. You provoke them and bring them to small. Yeah, to small. If you can keep on preaching like my brother to small. You gotta smoke TV, you gotta smoke radio to small. Yeah, to small. You gotta smoke TV, you gotta smoke radio to small.
All right. Balaba Belabida. Yeah. What a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Sunday. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are watching us from. This is Spoon. We are live here on Spoon 107.5 FM, the Fabric 101.1 FM, and of course on our social media platforms, the Facebook page, our YouTube channel, and other local radio stations across Liberia. And so tonight it is coming on big, in fact, bigger than ever. Welcome to the program 101 with the CEO. And so today is the 16th of February 2025. And we are coming to you live from Monrovia, the capital city of Liberia. Of course, yeah. Monrovia is the capital city of Liberia. Liberia is situated in West Africa, of course. All right, folks. So to our followers, especially our Facebook followers, people who usually react to our programs, whether to comment or like whatever, and to those who following to our traditional media platforms, that this radio, I love to say happy, happy, happy Sunday, and we have less than 2 weeks, for February to go to an end. Less than 2 weeks. All right. February is the second month of the year, of course. and sometimes, especially in Liberia, people classify these 2 months, January and February, to be tough months. After the CC and everything, January and February, you have to we wake up. Yeah. So wherever you find yourself this evening, whether you are in Tottenham City of Bombay County, let me say good evening to you. Whether you are in Banka City of Bon County, Bapulu, Bapulu County or Bapulu City, let me say good evening to you. Bukana City of Grand Bassa County, good evening to you. Rabasport City of Grand Kidman County, all the way Grand Kidman County. Let me say good evening to you. Zwayud of Grand Jeddah County, good evening to you. Barclayville of Grand Crew County, good evening to you. Vojima City of Lofa County, good evening to you. Kakata City, Mangibi, how you guys doing? Harper City of Maryland County, Bensonville, Maserati County. But in Maserati County, Pinsville is actually very, in terms of the name that is often called Pinsville is well known than the capital city of Maserati County, which is Bensonville. But however, if you are live there in Bensonville, the capital city of Maserati County, good evening to you. San Nicole of Nima County, good evening to you. Sesto City of Riverside, Fishtown City of River G County, and of course, Grand, uh, Greenville of Sino County. Let me say good evening to you and welcome to the program. One on one with the CEO is coming big tonight. All right. Several personalities I know are expected to join our CEO this I mean tonight. So representative for the family is expected to join this show, the one-on-one with the CEO, and of course representative DJ Blue. DJ Blue is also expected, to join us tonight on the show, and Mr. Sam Sion Senior is also expected. A representative Austin B. Taylor Sr. is also expected to join the show tonight, and of course, Maryland County, discussion will be on tonight. So yes, you get a photo miss today's edition of the program one on one with the CEO because it's coming very big, in fact bigger than ever tonight. So the invitation is yours to form part of this discussion, and of course, yeah, you are very welcome. If we were to you know invite you. So now, the former president, I saw something today that the former president, George Weah, received a continual recognition and honor. A few days ago, it was on social media that the former president George Weah, in Nigeria, a Nigerian pastor, had vision that the former president, the ex-president of the Republic of Liberia, Joshua, is coming back 2029. He's hitting the wall of presidency 2029. That's why the a Nigerian pastor, saying that that's a vision. So I saw the former president, with the Nigerian pastor and other people, welcoming the ex-president of the Republic of Liberia and some of his government officials, in that Nigerian, church. So yes, sometimes visions, cannot be overlooked. All right, so yes, anything can happen. So yeah, that has been around, that has been around for a couple of time now. So yes, so 2029, it started the hits. Yeah, the hits, in the corner, a bappy small. Yeah, 2029. right, 2029, so for us supporters and lawyers for the ex-president, George Weah, a Nigerian pastor, you know, has declared through vision that he has seen, a vision, God telling him vividly that the ex-president of the Republic of Liberia is hitting Liberia presidency, 2029. All right, so tomorrow, His Excellency President Joseph Boakai will be returning to the country tomorrow from the 38th AU summit in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. So the president, the father of the nation, tomorrow will be here. Will be returning home. So yeah, so that's another update there. So please kindly stay with us, as we bring you this show tonight. But in the next few minutes, we will give you the opportunity, to place your calls and tell us what's on your mind. Remember, today is Sunday. All right, remember today is Sunday. This day is the Lord's day. All right, the day to recognize God. Think about the goodness of God. It can be individually and of course, institutionally, nationwide. You could thank God for the country, for yourself, for the government officials, for the politicians, for civil servants. That includes the doctors, the teachers, and the list goes on. So, yes. So, the numbers are 07771011075, 077711075. So, and the loose time number is 05551011075, 05551011075. So we'll take the 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 first three calls to make sure that those who follow us on about our social media page, specifically the Facebook page, getting our callers right. So let's take the first three callers. All right. Then get feedback from our Facebook page if we are getting them loud and clear. All right. So let's begin to go back on the line and take. Hello, hello, hello. Good evening. Your name, please. Where are you joining us from? Okay.
Yeah, what I want really has to do with the legislature,
hmm,
right?
hmm,
So they are not saying that they, why you so agree.
hmm,
The Bible speaker for Nazikova is alleged that he was the mastermind behind the removal or the defeat of former state of Okochimot on the district. And now this figure too is in the same shoe of Okochimot. And so the only thing I'm urging is leftover leave the whole thing and stay down. You are not done with it. Because USA is now inheriting something. So let's spend the rest of our country alone so that we can be able to do our thing.
All right. But the way you want to make peace and at the same time you say remember leave your country alone. But anyway, let's go back to the line. Hello, hello.
Right?
Your name, please. Where are you joining us from? Okay, let's hear from you.
Yes, what on my mind is our legislation. I'm urging all our CDC lawmakers to after James because Rejekun is not there for them. So let them return back to set up according to the Supreme Court. Let them go back to their roots. Let them go back So Honorable Kofa, who don't ever want to remove him, let them go for their own normal. We just want to tell him that with them to let them know that and go back to Honorable Kofa. That's what on my mind.
All right. Thank you so much. Let's go to the orange line. Hello. Hello. Your name, please, and what can you? Okay, please go ahead. All right. All right. Thank you. Like to this other person. Good evening. Good evening. Okay. Goodbye. Hello. Good evening.
Yeah, let me see. So, gentlemen,
Yes. Yes. Please go ahead. I'm hearing
yeah,
you.
so I go that on you. You see, what is on my mind is I was Mr. Boyka who for the president who feel respect after before they say to the presidency, he has to sustain himself. And once again, in the course of legislature,
Wait.
yeah,
What did you say just now? Please repeat.
I said Mr. Boyka need to leave our presidency because you to sort of declare after before getting the office. Mr. Boyka
So do you have a precedent that maybe in the past a president who declared asset before getting into the office?
president we have to get after.
How many more? Oh, someone who has declared asset and published who is better? So wait. Let me ask you. Wait. I just ask you whether there is a precedent, all right? And you give me one precedent of the immediate past president of our country, right? All right. You said he declared asset, but he did not publish. So I'm asking you, a president who declares asset and also publish within just couple of months in your first term, who is better? No, wait. Excuse me, or so because he was afraid of a criticism, that's why he did not publish, right? Hello, hello. All right, so 00555 or 055510107 or 71075. All right, so good evening, good evening, good evening. Hello. Yes, please. Your name, please, and where are you joining us from? Okay, let's hear from you.
Yeah, what is on my mind has to do with the two representatives from one county. I'm inspired by Trap from specifically from Palala. but concern is due to this police family. You know, the political situation of the republic it become more effective when we are in election. Election is done, the republic become one republic. And we must for total development, improvement in the life of all of the various counties, cities, and sectors of the republic.
Very right.
So we condemn in the strong positive terms the statement used by Representative Bode Family from Kwama District, Komai, to restart a statement. He was given ultimatum.
So hello, you are referring to his statement when you were talking about the associate justice, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Associate justice to be a key talk.
A legal talk.
You know, they know they are a legal talk. The young people of that county they are grieving and we rally up. We don't want to go on the ugly route.
Okay.
Sunday and fellow people are one of the most respectful people in the Republic.
Amen. You president whatever to now. You better man. As all right. Just wait. What you just said, you know, just speak it to the people so everybody can get that and understand. I gave you the opportunity. Go ahead. But don't lie to us.
Representing that day, look at it. That's why who make up to have Luli and Liva, Family Alaga, Balambi, no. The Lupa, you got to the core, Gamba, Gamba, who got that, so way more the Justice Ministry, Little Lada, but I let the people who got it for my legacy. I need to go back that way. They want to move back.
All right, you all right now. Okay, so in fact, I'm gonna ask in the comment section what you said just now you were actually on track. Because for me, I'm lost. So all right, put it. You said what's the name again, please? All right, thank you so much. Thank you. All right.
Thank you very much.
All right. So please, you tell us what you know that I real better. You know, Emmanuel just spoke. You know, here. So if that the real one. All right. So, hello. Your name, please, and where are you joining us from?
Yeah, this is David King, and I do join you somewhere in Flannel.
Okay.
Yeah, what is my mind has to do with the Waka protocol suspension of 450 officials of the government.
Is it over 400, right? Over 400.
Yeah, over 450.
Okay, go ahead.
That refusal to play that action. We actually, you know, some of these people don't have access. And you cannot just go over there and go to get anything. But what really clean my attention is this. So for their people, my own big brother, Summer George, who equipment was revoked, and he is now in government, even though he was appointed by Mr. Walker as assistant minister for public affairs, major to change. That appointment did not go through or revoked. And it means he has to appear on our list to really jail people. And we didn't know about the side joker that 6,000 votes being was there for the payroll. And to see groups say subjectly on the listing published by the executive mansion, it forces on us. It makes us to be concerned. And as well as we are 20 in this country. We need to be truthful in our words and our deeds with our people.
All right.
So I think the rescue team to be in a rescue mission and to be
All right. So thank you. So Emmanuel, from the comment section, we seeing the people are saying you are correct. The Omale Siafa say good belle. All right. So Emmanuel, yes, of course. I think you were on track. All right. Right. So let me see again. Who says that you Seku Sharif? You say he's on track. All right. That's good. Jeremiah Flomo say he was very right. Okay, great. So Emmanuel, you are free. You spoke the weather very well. So let's continue. Let's go back to the line. Hello. Good evening. Good evening. Okay. From Habia, which part of Habia? It had different communities. Okay. Okay. Go ahead. Hmm. Who the who okay, who the people? I want you to be specific. Hmm. Where? Which road? Okay. 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 All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. So, 055510107 055510107 077771075 the number. So, hello, Jenny, please. Where are you joining us from? Okay. Okay. Mm. So yeah, so thank you very much. That's a very good recommendation. But I think sometimes maybe the president can suspend to go through investigation, because if you fire somebody, immediately with fire investigation, that people may judge yeah, the decision one way or the other. So yeah, but that's a very good recommendation. That the president should fire people that he showed up doing wrong. Yeah. So very strong though. All right. So hello, hello. Good evening. President, get hello, hello. Yeah, bro, you call us, but you're not paying attention. How you doing? Where are you? Okay, good, good. Where are you joining us from? Okay, let's hear from you.
For the district, for Bonkan as well, Boma.
Oh, okay.
Former district.
Which district is that? Number one, number two, number three?
South district.
Oh, okay. All right, good.
Where representative put the,
Okay, all right. Let me very quickly because I already have the CEO here live.
okay, I think the representative of that district, now I'm ready to, I want you to be back to Ghana as a
Okay, I was going to
because formula is doing something that is not correct. Formula is going all around, changing planting, farming, which the minister of said they didn't know anything about it.
Hmm.
With the research teacher, anybody on the before you get into planting and farming for the district. But right now, formula is doing one thing of that thing, that is farming and something there.
Okay.
Which one day it will be a superpower in our district. Maybe the president will be concerned.
All right. So that's a
What one formula is just better for. Let's take that. Let's take that with the people. And the way working, they're already working as representatives.
all right. Thank
If
you.
you want to pay them, then when after the they can go sit down.
All right. Thank you so much. That's a very huge and serious allegation there. But CEO, today I know the callers. Are you hearing them clearly now?
No, I think
Yes.
we're gonna. I spoke. Madam Titi will take care of it tomorrow. It will be better.
Okay.
It will be
Yes.
better. I know you try, but you're not making it. So, but hang on one minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think it will be better tomorrow.
Yeah.
Can you hear
So
me?
yeah, I'm hearing you. I mean the callers. Are you hearing them good now? Yesterday
It
we
seems
had.
that you are not. It seems that you are not hearing me. Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you good. Live.
No, they are not stayed better. Tomorrow it will be taken care of. Madam Titi says she called the technician
Oh,
and
okay.
they will work on it tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I mean,
Okay.
but thank you
Okay.
very much for taking those many calls. It's really important that we speak to the people, one people, guys. Welcome to 101 with the CEO. We happy to have you. And Sylvester Choloplay. When your Papa coming back? When the president coming? The president will be back tomorrow. So what is he bringing?
I think he's bringing good
Repatriation.
news,
He bringing repatriation.
and he also told us that during a conference that AU head of states, endorsed Liberia candidacy for the
For
security
permanent.
council.
Yeah.
So that's another good news for I think for the people of Liberia.
Hey,
Yeah.
that's the good news. I mean, just a boy
Yeah.
and try.
I also heard that he had so many bilateral agreements.
Yeah,
We just
right.
are waiting on the executive
Yeah,
mansion to
we
discuss.
just want to know what the puppet bringing out. Oh, we want to know what the woman bringing. The woman trying. He tired, but he got to try.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, he's tired though, but he got to try. It's a big thing out there, you know. We want to welcome every one of you. You know, President Barker will be in the country tomorrow. He's coming back from Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. Okay, he will be in the country tomorrow with all the good, the bad, and the ugly. We want to welcome you. We have our first guest for tonight, our Representative Austin B. Taylor. Representative Taylor is our first guest for the night, and very unique representative. I'm having a lot of positive review that he's a moderate, he's not a diehard, and I also going to bring in Yaka Kolubai that after we representative. I'm dealing with all the representative. For the Fambula is coming on, and DJ Blue, DJ 1212. DJ Blue is coming from District 17 to talk about the death of is he 14 years old or 17 years old? The gentleman that passed at the police shot. I think he was 14-year-old. DJ Blue is coming to talk about that because that's DJ Blue District. He's going to give us some update. We heard the gentleman, Masale, the police officer, PSU officer, Masale, He how you call it? He cleared this guy. He ran away. Basale ran away. So yes, we need more updates from. We need more update from the how you call them, the Liberia National Police. And today is Gregory Coleman's birthday. To the the police IG Gregory Coleman. Find Gregory Coleman picture. Find one of the ugliest one and put it up. Don't find no fun picture though. Yeah, that make a problem. I mean, the rare ugly picture, pull it up. Today, guys, listen. Today is Gregory Coleman's birthday. Send a shout out to Greg. And, you know, Greg trying, man. Toto want to back no hand. He trying. It's not easy. It's not easy. Anything enough for small churn. And you know, this thing not for small children. So Gregory Coleman, he's trying seriously. And we want to say to all of you, please reach out to Greg. Reach out to him. Today is his birthday. And you know, maybe if you reach out to him, then he was saying some security to protect you. Who knows? But ladies and gentlemen, reach out to Gregory Coleman. Today is Gregory Coleman. Gregory Coleman's birthday. They call the man the police IG. But I still get a problem. I still get a question. And I will be asking Gregory. But I will wait after the birthday, okay? Kwame Bali. Kwame, what's up, Kwame? I'm watching from Ghana's supermarket. That, hey, man, that place our marketplace, man. Kwame, you're taking my heart way back. Ghana's supermarket.
That's my area. Yeah, the way I come from.
Is St. Philip's school still around there? St. Philip's?
Yeah, yes. St. Philip's is there, very active and
wow.
St. Philip's, yeah.
So St. Philip's stay there, and you know that road by St. Philip's area there. That my hotel in there. You know the bar road to go beyond MTA.
Yes.
You know that road, man. You know that road. Hey,
you use that road to go to Safi and other areas.
No. To Safi is on the other side. What are you talking about? That Galaxy way you're gonna use it to go by way of Cassidy Boulevard. So you forget?
I'm not very pleased there, but that's my route actually.
Yeah, but is that where you live currently?
Maybe your network can see you.
No, you live around there currently?
I'm not hearing good. See you.
Look at it. Man, say hear my son kept coming. You can't hear me again. Make the adjustment, man. Put it in your ear good. Guys, if you can hear me, please let me know. But the man says he's not hearing me. Can you hear me now?
Yes, though the network. I'm hearing you though.
But increase the volume. I know that place. That's my area behind MTA, where you can take the bypass to go on Cassidy Boulevard to go all the way behind MTA. You know, that whole area. We used to say water. That whole area right there. That whole area. You got either play the pepper cara. I either play the pepper cara. You know, but Kev Fico, what's up with you?
Not bad. You can hear me clear?
Oh yeah, you could. You get one of the Paul Kennedy mic so we can hear you better. I don't know where you guys coming from acting like real journalists. You better stop that nonsense. You go buy the dollar show mic and you're acting like you're Larry King. Mommy, I'll do that, mommy.
Good to be back. Good to be on.
Yeah, man. Ladies and gentlemen, Abdullah Mame is part and parcel of the Spoon Network. If you want to do your business, you reach me out to me. You can get me reach out to Abdullah. And you know, Abdullah is a brother and friend. And well, the announcement, Madam Titi said I should give the announcement, so I got nothing to do with that. So you're go ask Madam Titi what she gave the announcement for. But Abdullah, what's up, man? How you doing?
Man, good. Everything is going well. Good to be on the show. Good to talk about the different topics. I know we got the lineup of lawmakers representing talk. I mean, I was really want to hear the former NSA man talk to us about security.
The man run away. The man say he I'll mess with that man. Give me Sam your picture, Sylvester. Sylvester Chidori.
Yeah.
Find Sam picture and put it up. The man say I get contract. The man say I get contract. I can't put
I'm doing just that to have a photo.
I got a question for those security people. Unfortunately, they can't come. So the fact that he no longer there, and he was coming on, I was too excited.
The man said, CEO. I said, but wait now, you say you want to be senator, right? The man said, I really want to be senator. I said, then you running away? How you want to be senator for Maserati? You running away? The man said, CEO, you need to help me. I said, man, you on your own. Well, go ask mommy what I told him. No, Maserati is a no-go zone. Hey, Oman Samson.
Yeah,
Oman. Kefigo.
Yes, sir.
What's happening, Kefigo? I heard that former President George Manawea is in the country. He went to Congo Brazzaville, and he was awarded greatly. So he's in the country over jubilating, and we'll talk about that even more. But Kefigo, how you doing today? How's your family?
Family doing great. I'm doing great. Cool Sunday. We're here.
Yeah, so man, we're gonna have Austin, Representative Austin Taylor will be our first guest. Before he come on, let me ask you though. It's something about Austin Taylor. When I was digging, right, I heard that he's not too, he's a moderate. He's not that kind of extremist, a representative, a diehard on one side. But he want to balance for the state of his district, his county, and the country as a whole. So he listened to both sides. So let me ask you, maybe when you saw the flyer, you researched him a little bit. What do you know of him? And how balanced you think he's going to be tonight, discussing the issue on concessions, discussing the issue on good governance, and all those things. And we have them for only 30 minutes. So he'll be with us for only 30 minutes. DJ Blue going to come for 30 minutes to talk about his district and the shooting of the young man and the police officer that escaped. Then we're going to have 40 Formula who are going to come and talk about this ECOWAS issue, right? The ECOWAS issue, whether they can replace, remove, and do election like they promised for Thursday. And then we'll talk about, the end games of this show tonight and what the takeaway. We'll take phone calls. But we got a great lineup. I believe that Yekeka Koluba coming on too. He got something to say. I'll reach out to Dr. Toga McIntosh, the ambassador McIntosh, to talk about how you call him, Alexander Cummings' comeback speech. I want to get his takeaway for a few minutes. So we're going to be having a great show today. Before I go to my brother and friend Kefigo, and Kefigo, I get good news for you. It looks like you have another day added to you. I heard the information, but I will keep it private. But let me say this to you, my Ambula Mame. Here we are, big show today. Give us your intro. We'll go to Kev Hassan, then we'll bring in Representative Austin Taylor.
Yeah, somebody was trying to interrupt the call, but yeah, I mean, I've not heard a lot about Austin. I mean, several of them, many other lawmakers, you've not heard a lot about them in legislative politics or the things we engage with, coming in the public. There are certain people that take clear lines. You can know them even before they appear in terms of where they stand on issues. They are very bold, vocal. As soon as you call their name, everybody know where they stand on specific issues, whether you consider it good or bad, but that's where they stand. You can identify them. Austin is one of those lawmakers who you can't easily see where he stands until you give him the chance to talk. And if he speaks, he's not too. He tried to be in the middle. From what I saw, he tried to be in the middle. He takes his position on issues. His positions are clear. But in terms of taking party lines, in terms of being strong, vocal, taking the line like other people would do, he wouldn't do that. There's a downside to that. There's also a good side to that. Most of the time, people in those categories are kingmakers. People in those categories are the one who can bring people together, settle disputes, say, gentlemen, I'm here to bring different parties together. The bad side is sometimes people like that, they are the worst among lawmakers. I'm not saying this Taylor representative is the worst. I'm just from my experience. People like that, like the lives of Zopeno, you wouldn't know where they are. They are just in the legislature to cut deals. They are only there to cut deals. Anything you bring, when it works in their favor, they agree with you at that moment. They have no principles. They have no values. They stand for nothing. They only stand for things that benefit them directly. So for that reason, they don't want to speak loud. They don't want to take specific position. They don't want anybody to know where they stand so that they can be able to compromise along the way for the rest of the time they are in the legislature. That's how some of them, you don't hear them talk, you don't see them take position. Some of them, they don't do it because they want to be that person who everybody can come to, and they can be a chamber of consolidation, a chamber of bringing parties together, and a go-to person for resolving issues. Where he stands, I don't know. We'll hear from him.
Yeah, definitely. I really want to know more about him. And you have a few of them in the 55th right now. You are quite correct that they're working behind the scene. They are not too loud. And, they do not go about who's burned the Capitol building. You can find them taking party line. And, or majority black or minority black. It's about the people in their district. So we really want to engage Austin tonight. Kev, let me bring you in. What we talk about Austin, we will be bringing in the next 2 minutes. Let's hear you, Kev.
Well, same here. I don't know much about him, but if he aligned with the majority, then that means he's in an error. So he part of the destruction, and and of the country. So I want to hear and more from him. Let's see what side he stands. But if he part of the majority, I think he on his wrong side. So definitely he pick his side.
So let's do this real quick. We're going to bring Austin in. Let me go ahead and send a special shout out to our brother and friend, with the exception of politics. I like to do this. We have not this guy. This guy is the man that we'll talk about when when DJ Blue come. We have to talk about this police officer Masale. As you see, therefore, he said he escaped prison. He escaped the cell. He escaped jail. He escaped something. He's on the run. But on the second hand, I want to send a shout out to Gregory Coleman. Gregory Coleman, he's the police IG. Today is his birthday. Happy birthday, buddy. We wish you well. We wish you Godspeed. The good, the bad, the ugly. We pray that God can see you through. There you go, Children. Make sure he put you and him on together to say happy birthday to you. This is from Sylvester Children. I want to say, yes, indeed, we recognize your birthday today. This is when Gregory was in the state in Minnesota, going to the Minnesota City Hall to meet, what's the guy name? What's our famous guy from Minnesota name, Cap? Winfred Russell.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, Winfred Russell and his brother Quincy Russell. Want to say happy birthday to you, Gregory, man. Enjoy your day, have fun, be safe. And always remember, man, you got to show up to lean on through these difficult times. We love you. We wish you well. Happy birthday. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to bring in Representative Austin Taylor. You understand that Representative Taylor is a sitting representative. We always want to say to you, welcome to the show, Representative Taylor. It's good to have you. Thank you again for being the first on our segment for today, the 16th of February, 2025. It's good to have you, Representative.
Thank you, Stanton. Thank you for having me on your show today. It's a pleasure to be here to discuss matters concerning the nation. It's always my interest. Like you said, I'm interested in my district concerns, covering districts. I'm not so much into the usual politics of the day. I don't find too much interest in it, even though we have political sides sometimes. But it's always good to seek the interest of your people that you represent.
It's very good to have you, though. The last time you came, you spoke, and a lot of people are wondering about which side the representative on, and not to hold you, but I really just like to know that, they get the majority black, the minority black, they get the people's black. I added the people's black today because I see something different about you. Which side of the aisle are you on?
Well, Stanton, honestly, I'll always love to say I am on my district side, and I'm on Liberia's side. I do not belong to any particular block. I will always attend session when there is session, and I will take a side when I feel that there is a need to take a side in the interest of this country, and that is just who I am. We don't do this for any kind of monetary gain. And I listened to you talk about, the background. I listened to Abulai give his political analysis of the category of persons you have in the house and all those. Haven't been a conventional, politician over the time. I've been in the private sector. My background is in maritime and port management. I have managed my own businesses for years, at least for some time. I've worked with several companies. I've worked with the Baltic Control Group in Denmark. I have run my own businesses here. I have 3 companies run here, all maritime related, in quality control, shipping, and representing ship owners across across the globe. So that is what I have been doing. I've not been a conventional politician. I came into politics not for financial gain. I belong to the group of people who just believe that we have something to contribute to our country, despite the noise at the surface. We will continue to play our role at the bottom until we surface naturally, and that when we are surfacing, we should be bringing something good to the table in the interest of this country. We've had the old group of people running this country. I don't want to condemn anybody, but honestly, like what some politicians have said, you don't do the old things and then you expect new results. I'm of the opinion that it is about time that we discuss, we act in the interest of our country. I don't owe allegiance to any individual, honestly. I don't owe any allegiance to a party. For now, I owe allegiance to this country and to the flag of this republic, and that is my interest. You've lived in the United States. You see the way the Americans are. I've lived in Europe. I've seen the way Europeans are. There are times that you expect the system to favor a particular individual, but surprisingly, it favors the country. And that is how our country should be. We should respect the flag of the republic. We should respect our country and act in the interest of this nation. And that is the kind of person that I believe that I am.
Representative Austin Taylor. Listen, though, Maryland, which district? Which district in Maryland are you from? Can you hear us?
Are you getting me, Stanton?
Yeah, we can hear you. Can you hear us? We hear you. All right, so let's see if we can bring in Austin, the representative. We can bring him in. Okay, so he's going to reconnect. We're going to reconnect again. We want to say, can you hear us now? All right, hold on 1 minute, guys. Mommy, what you hear so far, Mommy? Let me make something out of it. Then we'll go to Kev. Let me take the representative off, and you will come back in and be better. I mean, he came out swinging boldly, Mommy. Maybe Liberians didn't see this one coming today about what he intends to do as a lawmaker and who he is.
Yeah, and I even got interested more in him when he talked about his, private sector experience. He talked about where he worked, the port and maritime sector. There's a legislation before him. We'll probably just talk on that a little bit. I just want to get his opinion on what he's doing about it, what the process is involved. I got very strong opinion on it because I've done depth of research over the last 3 months on that particular topic. So I'll be looking forward to hear that. But I mean, like all I can say is, Stanton, I mean, you stay from the back all the time. You propose all the ideas. You suggest all the good ways. You see the opportunities for change. Sometimes you say, let me just go there and do it, rather than just being advising and giving recommendations. You muted, Stanton, you muted.
He got businesses from Europe. He got businesses from Liberia. He been operating. He's a diehard maritime. He know the in and out. So you're right. He want to just jump in and help. He would jump in and bring that change. Kev, what say you? Before, he's back. I'm going to bring him in. What say you, Kev? What do you hear so far?
I think you should bring out let ask him question because I still not there with him who he is at this moment. So let him come on and let's ask him more question who he is. I still not so clear.
Okay, so let me bring Jerry. It's good to have you. You will talk to us. Thank you for joining us. Austin, can you hear us better now? Can you hear us, Austin?
Yeah, I'm hearing you now.
Okay, good. Good. No, I was asking you folks, and thank you for coming back. Folks asking, which district do you represent from Maryland? Which district? You're not hearing us?
Okay, I'm hearing now. I'm hearing you now.
Yeah, I think that. Which district are you from? You from the county Maryland, but which district?
Okay, so I'm from District Number Three. District Number Three, Maryland County. That covers the two statute districts that you call Barobo Statute District and Callaway districts. Those are two districts that I represent.
You run as an independent, or you run on a party ticket?
I contest. I definitely contest as an independent candidate.
Okay. Wow.
So, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So let's get to the issue.
like I said,
Let's get to the issue. Listen, it's good that I know you, and I tell you, librarian people will do a lot of takeaway today. After our brother Austin, we're gonna have DJ Blue. You know DJ Blue, DJ1. He's gonna be on from District Number 17, Moserado County, to speak about the death of one of his people from District Number 17. The little boy, 17-year-old, was shot and killed. The allegation that the police officer that did the shooting, he's out of jail. All right, we have to talk to DJ Blue on that issue. We're going to bring in Foley Family to talk to us about those that they're trying to remove from the ECOWAS Parliament. Election is scheduled for Thursday. We're also going to be talking to Yeke Koduba as to what next for the Minority Rule of Law Caucus group. We want to say welcome to One-on-One with the CEO. I'm so happy to have Kev Hassan, Jerome Gibson, and my brother Ambula Mame. Let's get to the conversation. We're going to spend 30 minutes with our brother Austin. We're going to give it our best shot. Mame, let me bring you in first. Since you heard about maritime and concession, then we'll go to Kev.
I mean, I wanted to push that. I wanted to really give him chance to just talk about his activities, and then I can bring that in the middle. To be honest, I want to know more about what he's doing in the house, the different things he's involved with before I try to push him, because that whole
Well, ask you a question that I came to you directly. Set the stage here.
Yeah, so I mean, Austin would not know a lot about you, but just to ask you, you've been in the house for more than a year now. Do you see a possibility where there is a possibility for change? And how sure are you that, I mean, people like you and others can lead that change? We hear lawmakers take bribes to pass law. We hear lawmakers don't take on their responsibility for oversight. Let's forget about corruption, but just paying keen attention on oversight, holding government agencies responsible. When legislation comes to you, taking time to read, inviting experts to help you look at it. Nobody cares about it most of the time, but only thing they care about is how it aligns with my interests, whether monetary interests or political interests. Those changes, do you see them really happening?
Thank you, Ambula. I think you've raised a very critical issue that needs to be considered. And with my time I've spent in the House, and for the length of time I've spent so far, there are a couple of issues that we need to consider, and then to ensure that happens. You just talk about this, having regulations and having laws being brought to the House. These are things that, in fact, let me tell you that there are times you have legislations that are brought on the floor. You don't even have the time to study it, to go through it, to consult the professionals, to give their professional advice and a professional opinion on some of these things. And these are things that are not good for the country. So as a result, you have ourselves, plunging ourselves into trouble. The population is basically angry today. It's not because that government is not able to do some things, but we are also not coordinating properly. There's so much interest, partisan interest. There's so much personal interest that aligned with some of these things, and as a result, we are not achieving the goal of satisfying the citizenry. And it is very important. There's one issue that was raised the other day. We had a legislation that came over at the House, and there was no time to look through it. And most of the time, the procedure is when legislation comes, you take it to committee room. So the committee is going to look at it. By the time you look, the committee is given 2 weeks. There are some legislation that 2 weeks not even sufficient to research. You know, you're given 2 weeks and then it has to come back and then you're passing and then it's gone. And these are practices that have happened over the years. And these practices have got us where we are today. And I think that we should be reversing some of these things and just getting out of that vicious circle of running things the same old way. If we continue like this, it's not go. Things will them not end up well. And my side, my background with maritime and with a lot of international trade experience as well, and you see that the concessions that have been signed in this country were signed out of some. I don't want to be speculative, but I think most of them were signed out of some kind of interest, personal interest, wanting to satisfy, or through anxiety, wanting to have a concession company at a particular time, and so eager to have it under a particular government so that they can have the glory. So you have concessions being passed, and then there are key things within those concessions that are not considered. And at the end of the day, we have what we have today. You have companies operating without check. They have limitless limitless operation scope of operation or opportunities that are given to them. You have companies today where they hardly pay taxes. They hardly pay import taxes. They are given tax breaks. You have concession companies that do hardly employ Liberians and hardly utilize Liberian companies as well to give contracts to. Those are serious issues, and all these things at the end of the day, they undermine the true intent of the concession. And so for some of these legislations, at the end of the day, what do you have? You have an angry society like what we have today. So those are some of the things that we have in.
Thank you. Are you on?
Yeah, it's good.
You good?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So my second question, talking about review of legislation, and I know you, the chairman on maritime, there's a law before you to create a regulator, a port regulator. I've researched that extensively. We'll talk more, but one point I want to bring to your attention, talking about paying attention to the law. This section 408 of that law reads, and there's a background for this. All the state-owned enterprises in Liberia, since 2005, the government has been working to separate regulatory role from commercial role. That is, you can be the referee, you be the player. That has been the approach. You go to LEC, they get a regulatory authority, they get LEC. You go to the telecommunication, they get LTA, they get LEPTECO. You go to oil company, they get NOCA, they get the LPRA. You go to the airport, they get the airport authority and RIE. This law, section 408, reads, the agency may, within the limits of available appropriation, that is the regulator that's supposed to be regulating the ports, acquire, establish, improve port harbor facilities, B, operate and maintain such port harbor facilities. The agency that is being established to be the regulator over port is given the authority to establish and operate ports. Referee and player at the same time. They send it past it, is before you for review. There are several other issues, but I just wanted to bring that one to your attention. You can discuss it, but take it into consideration.
So thank you, Ambulai, for that. And that tells you the manner in which most of our regulations have been handled, and the reason why things play out the way they are today. I mean, you can't have an entity, in as much as it's a state-owned enterprise, they can serve as the regulator and the player at the same time. There have been several complaints. It is my background, I know, and the Senate passed it already, and it came over to, that is the first legislation I've received, being chairman on the Committee on Maritime, and it's come before us, and we are studying this. I'm studying the the regulation, and those are key things like what you said. There are a whole lot of things. There are a whole lot of things that are in that legislation, and I can tell you is not we're not. I don't want to be. I don't want to prejudice. What we're doing right now, but we're not going to just pass that. We are considering. We're breaking the entire legislation apart. We are making recommendations. The first report for the committee will be out on this Tuesday. That will be the preliminary reports that will be coming out where we flag in some of these things. They have to be broken apart. The original legislation that established the National Port Authority had the ports, the Monrovia port, to sit as the managing port for the other four ports, the total four ports in the Republic of Liberia. And the managing director for the National Port Authority is the head under the current statute that created the National Port Authority, is the head of all the other ports. And so what happens is that and then there is something like a consolidated account. So every monies that are paid from, for example, at Buchanan Port or at Greenville Port or at Harper Port, service fees that are paid to Monrovia are supposed to be paid at Monrovia in the account. But then the responsibility of these ports as well, they do not have the responsibility to improve themselves. They don't have the responsibility to
internet. Gibson, I sent you something.
Let's see the
build their own capacity. Most part of the marine services, you hardly have a port pilot. You don't have port control at these ports. You don't have infrastructurally infrastructurally the ports are not functional. They don't have, most of the ports don't have breakwaters. For example, when you the Greenville port does not have a breakwater. Greenville port has a single pilot there. That a pilot is the person that assists the master of the vessel, that is known as the captain, to bring in his vessel into the port because he knows the terrain. So Greenville port just has a pilot, and that pilot is a very old man that alternates between Buchanan, Greenville, and Harper Port. That old man has to be claiming the vessel. Greenville Port doesn't have a pilot boat that has to take the pilot outside into open sea at Anchorage to bring the vessel into port. There is no pilot boat. The port also does not have a tugboat to berth vessels. There should be tugboats, minimum of 2 tugboats to berth vessels to bring them in. So when we talk about safety and the other international maritime regulations, like the ISPS regulations and other things, most of the port workers are not knowledgeable of that. Most of the port managers themselves don't even understand how you run ports. They don't understand port regulations, the MAPU, on pollution, with the ISPS, like I mentioned, the FAR Convention, IMSBC code, all these things. They are completely, they are complete novice. So
allow me to jump in.
Improved. Harper Port is there, and then Harper Port is virtually there. But
I think we got a delay. I think we got a delay with Austin. No, I just want to say, can you get to the place where these decentralization issue will solve our port problem? Buchanan, Greenville, Harper. Do you think by decentralizing the port in the country will solve those issues, those problems that you are raising today, Austin?
We have a fundamental problem, Stanton, and that fundamental problem is with capacity at these ports. Whether you decentralize the ports and you do not decentralize the ports, once you don't have the rightful persons in those positions, you still have the same old results. I'm telling you, Stanton.
And investment.
You have people. Exactly. You have these ports. Those people who are at this, like what I said. A simple port control. Let me tell you, when a vessel gets outside at Anchorage and arrives at any Liberia port today, The master is going to call the port. You will not have any response. You don't even have any base radio to even respond to the vessel in the first place. You don't have anybody there with the capacity to understand the workings of the port. When a vessel come at anchorage, what you should do, in fact, administratively, there are even no consistent port tariffs. The tariff at Morovia, the port tariff at Morovia is different. The National Port Authority port tariff is one of the oldest you have in the region today. I mean, they're still using tariff from the 90s and early 2000s. There is nothing that have been upgraded there. The ports raise a lot of money, but yet they are still using archaic practices. The ports themselves don't even have handling materials. And so APM terminal looks like king at Morovia port, even though they lack some other things. There are other things that they're not doing, but they look like king, like at Buchanan port. No vessel can come into Buchanan port until you talk to ArcelorMittal to use their tugboats to help to bring the vessel in. And Buchanan port is making money. There's a commercial berth. Greenville Port is also making money. There are a lot of exports there as well, and imports. A lot of people in Morovia here do not know that Greenville Port is making money. Harper Port, there are huge potentials for Harper Port, and but then nothing is being done about it. So the issue here is that it's not about decentralizing the ports. The first thing over here is that we should learn to reinvest in our infrastructure. We're not even reinvesting. How would the port bring you money? And people just see the port facilities as a place where you're going to make a lot of money that you get. So you have people who want to be port manager just to go and make money from there. And they don't understand that there are things that are changing today. The port tariffs are inconsistent, so they're even ambiguous, but they are still there in place. I mean, can you imagine? It's so embarrassing that ships will have to come in, and before ships come in, you have to be negotiating tariffs at NPA and other things like that. There are no clear tariffs like the APN terminal. APN terminal update the tariff every year, and their tariffs are very clear and to the point. Unlike the other ports that you handle. So the fight over here is that whether you decentralize these ports, Ambulai, or you do not decentralize them, the administrative things that you have to put in place in order to have these ports vibrant and to come to life again, and these have to be addressed. So one important issue is that these ports do not have a particular head. NPA is the regulator. They are the player at the same time. I believe that there should be another, another department or whatever that you call it, that will serve as the regulator for these ports to ensure that they implement, maritime conventions and regulations and ensure safety at these ports and ensure that the ports reinvest in themselves for the improvement of the port and to also train to build capacity as well. So those are all the things that have to be considered first before we start discussing, the other issues.
Decentralization. Thank you so much.
Thank you even for the first question. I don't know about Kev or Gibson. I feel so good that you are the chair on this committee. Seriously, because like you said, people in Monrovia, we just think that Freeport is the only place, it's the only way to bring in money. But if, like Mama said, we can invest in Harper, Greenville, Buchanan, we should be talking about millions of dollars coming in and investing to buy those equipment, upgrade everything we need to upgrade. And now you're going to start talking about power, which is electricity and other stuff. This is big, huge market money. Well, but we'll continue with you on this decentralization. It's good to have you, Austin. Ladies and gentlemen, please share the show. We have the representative from District Number 3. Maryland County, Austin Taylor here, an independent, by the way, and we'll talk a little bit of politics in there. Let me bring in Kev Hassan. Kev, your take, and then we'll go to our brother Gibson.
Yeah, I'm listening to him. He having some good ideas, but I really want to know which side you caucus on. Which area, the majority or the minority? Which side are you on? Because you're saying a lot of good stuff. So who is your speaker? That's what I want to know.
So you're more concerned. You're more concerned about the politics of it, right? So,
It's not
so
that.
I'm going to session, and I consider Richard Kuhn as the speaker currently.
You consider Richard Kuhn. Because the reason I ask you this question, because the house is the functional, nothing going on there, and you haven't a good idea. So at this moment, I would not ask you that much a question on it, because I believe that the house is not functioning well. So I can pass on this, Denton.
You pass on the decentralization issue?
There's nothing going on in the house.
No, I'm not talking about in the house. I mean, we can talk about the house all day. I can beat on Austin right now, but we're talking about the national issue, which is decentralizing the port. You got no question on it? I mean, we talk about bringing millions of dollars to the country.
Yeah.
If you can rebuild how far Buchanan down in Greenville and invest more, and to see exactly those places can be on their own.
I say he got some good ideas, but by he affiliating with the illegal speaker, I don't think his ideas will go anywhere. So
okay, thank you, Cap. So you affiliated with legal speaker. So anything you say, you're not good today.
So you now supporting for nothing all of you correct.
Cap Figo! I'm gonna bring you Gibson, Jerry. Figo is a very hard extremist. Listen, you take it live, you take it slack. But just let's go back on the issue. I think some great points were raised by Austin here tonight. Talk to me, Gibson.
Before I even ask my question, Austin, welcome here, Mr. Representative Taylor. First of all, do you have any training experience or education in maritime?
Yes, my background is in maritime transport and port management.
Great to know that. My concern is, all of these things you said, not a single one of them has appeared in the media. You have never called a press conference one day. You never had a press gathering or press maybe fed one day. You never discussed this thing. We don't know about any policy paper you are ready, no resolution you introduced, all of these things you're talking about. Or you just came a spoon today to just say them because you have an opportunity to engage the public, but you don't really care about them. Is that it?
All right, thank you. So thank you so much. So prior to becoming a representative, I have been a contributing writer also to the Maritime magazine, the Liberia Maritime Authority. So yeah, I've contributed to the local sector, and as I said, I have my various private that I do not run anymore because I'm a representative, but I have my private maritime businesses that I'm running as well, and I just became the chairman of Maritime. There are a whole lot of things. There are a whole lot of other things that need to be considered. It's not only the port, There are other things that we're looking at. There's the first bill that we're working out, and like we were supposed to have our first public hearing 2 weeks ago, just before. But then the port was not ready on these things. They are putting their side together. So we were supposed to have a public hearing. You'll be hearing a public hearing this coming Tuesday again. We're having our first preliminary report on this particular regulation out. It is not something that you just rush into, but the sector is vast, and there are a whole lot of other things, including concessions and all the things that we're looking at and studying. So
in the document, that was the memo that was sent to the speaker. Part of that memo pointed out South Africa as one of the very few countries, or probably the only country in Africa, that has a regulatory body to regulate their ports. Where do you stand? Do you believe that there should be a regulatory body for the ports, or you allow the ports to run their own affairs but observing maritime laws? Where do you stand?
Gibson, let me before you answer that question, Gibson, so that he can really get the context. The port in Liberia and other places are actually regulated by the Maritime Authority. So we see the maritime law, you see that it has clear jurisdiction over the port. It's there. So I think Gibson's question now, therefore, is from that memo, which will be published, all the other West African countries do not have a separate entity. But it has the maritime authority, but don't have a separate entity, except South Africa. So that's why he was asking you, where do you stand on that?
Where do you stand on this issue?
And when I went to the House, that was one of the things that I suggested, because it is important that when you run ports, like in other countries, you have private ports. So when you have private ports, and it's not only the national ports that you manage, then there must be a regulatory authority. In the House of Representatives, there is a committee on maritime affairs, but then the National Port Authority does not fall under this committee. It falls under the Committee on State-Owned Enterprises. So there is a component of that, which is the maritime activities, that falls under the committee. And it has been one of my arguments that you cannot have a committee on maritime affairs without the National Port Authority being, falling under this committee, because it is a complete maritime activity. This is where you implement the maritime law, regulations and conventions. This is where puts vessels lands to do their operations, and that is under the Hague-Visby rules that protects ship owners, that protect operators and receivers, and then so there are various conventions. The only way you can discuss these conventions is when you have the aspect of the port into it. So port cannot be separate from the Marina Committee. So we are working on now taking the port and putting her under the Maritime Committee. I think the problem that we've had is that probably, I don't want to just throw allegation again. I think the problem we had is that people think that this is where monies are generated. So when you want to take the port from under one committee to put it on another one, some other think that it is not. You're moving some kind of benefit from under them, but you have to put square pegs in square holes, and that is where it belongs in the first place. In order to address some of these pressing national, some of these issues that are stalling the proper functioning of the ports. So that is the first thing, and I agree with you. You must have a regulatory body. I mean, I agree with you. There must be a regulatory
One of the analysis that were offered was, and Mami, you got more. I mean, I'm just getting into it now. I just read through, fast, what about one of the analysis issue that was brought up was the deficiency on having a regulatory body and a commercial management function as a single component. In that in that situation, the analysis held that the referee will become a player as well. So if you bring the national ports, the government ports under the maritime authority, are you going to separate them again, or are they going to function in the same dimension? How are they going to be managed? Is the port going to be managed separately? Their function going to be different, or they're going to function the same way, but the regulatory body is above the commercial port? How is it going to be done?
No, the operational aspects remain an operational aspect. I mean, you can still have a particular head, running as a pyramid. You have a head there at Monrovia Port, and then you have the other supports operating under the Monrovia Port. But then you still need the regulatory body to ensure that the port is complying to international conventions and to other maritime conventions, complying with the safety issues, complying with regulatory issues like having a port pilot. All those ports do not have a pilot. The ports don't have fenders. The ship come and ships get damaged at the ports. They have insurance issues, and all those things have to be considered. Are the ports protecting their clients? How are you attracting vessels to come to your ports? It's very difficult for ships to go to Greenville Port, and for Harper Port hasn't. In fact, let me tell you, All these ports have not been dredged over the last 20, 30 years. So you can have any, good vessel coming. You call in Buchanan. You will have vessel coming to Buchanan Port. The draft is a little deeper, but then Greenville Port, you can have a 30,000, 35,000 ton vessel going there easily. Defenders are bad. You're not even building breakwaters to stop the currents that are coming in into the port. Ships get damaged as a result of that. So you don't even have handling equipment at these ports. So basically, the ports are not functional, but yet
so Austin, sorry, I just want to be fair over here. For 12 years under Madam Salih, 6 years under Josh, we are now in the second year of Joseph Yuma Bwaka. What's the best solution here?
There are some little issues that you can just handle to have these ports coming. Today, there are a lot of logs vessels that are going to Greenville. You have Harper Port. I tell you, Stanton could raise hundreds of millions of dollars for this country. Ivory Coast is overwhelmed with vessels. Vessels stay out, in queue there for weeks waiting to berth. They are really looking forward to Liberia, reinvesting in their ports, especially at Harper, because they are not able to take the traffic that are flowing at San Pedro, and they're looking forward to Liberia, investing in the ports. There are a lot of cargo that needs to move from the southeast. People need to farm. You have pineapples. Container vessels are not able to call our ports. So concession companies there, for example, you have MOPP, you have CRC. They are moving their rubber. They've been moving their rubbers and other things by truck to Ivory Coast, and then if they will ship oil outside. They still have to truck all their products to Ivory Coast.
And that's what I want to understand, Austin. Help us understand. We are the Moravia boys, right? You ask, maybe people don't even know what Harper is, right? People probably don't know what Greenville is. Everybody except for Mosterado, Moravia, in and out. You want to do business from that end. Can you advise Liberians? You don't need to bring your goods to Monrovia if you already established in Harper or other counties around Harper, in Greenville, or other counties around, and Greenville. You can just from over there ship your stuff out and be much cheaper. Am I correct? But to do these things, we got to invest in our port, right?
Very well. You have to invest in a port, right? Right now at Greenville Port, you only have chartered vessels calling Greenville Port and Buchanan Port as well. You don't have.
So if you answer my question like that, with the thousands of people, tens of thousands listen to you, then it means that you prefer this decentralization. You think it will work well. Because right now, everybody think that every port right now under the National Port Authority is Sekou Dukle, right? And everybody reports to him. The other ports report to him. Am I correct? The other directors or managers of those ports, they report to Sekou Dukle, correct?
Yeah. They report to the port.
But the law that the Senate passed is to separate that. That Sekou Dukle those people should be independent. Am I correct?
Definitely. That
is that something you favor?
Let me, Stanton, what we feel, look, if you separate these ports, whether you separate them or you don't separate them, there are things you have to do first. Honestly, there are things you have to do. Right now, if you have your palm farm in Maryland, and you want to export your oil and sell it to another market outside of Liberia, you will not be able to export that oil through Harper Port, because you do not have any container line calling Harper Port.
So I understand that, and thank you. There are people that do those kind of business, the pepper, the oil, the rubber, and whatever they are doing, the log and the cocoa. I'm asking you, as a lawmaker, you the chair on this big committee. What say you? Are you okay with the decentralization? Now everybody move independently and they bring in more, but you want the central government now, Joseph Barker administration to invest more into the port, then you separate them from Sekou Ducle and the national port in Monrovia. Is that what you are asking for now?
Oh my goodness.
Can you hear us?
I think he's frozen.
Hello? It's not Clinton came on the mail internet giving problem. I don't know why.
Clicking in the back, Stanton.
Yeah, without hearing you, Gibson. Without you, but mommy help me out before.
Yes.
I wish
Help
I
me
had.
out, mommy, because I understand why, and I think Austin will go and come back. But let me ask you though, right? Because this is a big thing, and I've seen the people question in the comment, and thank God for this conversation with Austin. But what is best for Liberian, mommy?
Stanton, here is the thing, and Austin tried to see it, but given who he is, as somebody who is sitting over the law and reviewing it, he doesn't want to opinionate. He doesn't want to be somebody who gives an opinion.
Let's see whether he can yell, mommy. 1 minute. Hello, Austin. Can you hear us now?
Oh my God, the network.
Are we good, Austin?
Network is bad.
Yeah, it's bad.
Okay.
Yes.
So, let me go ahead and help us understand. Let me let him go out and come back, and maybe it'll be better. Mama, make me understand. I mean, where's our solution here now?
So, from the way I see Austin, is like, since he's presiding over the process and he's calling public hearings, he doesn't want to be like, he has an opinion, but he doesn't want to be vocal with his opinion so that it doesn't appear like he has taken a side, while in fact he's already presiding, which for me, I think is good. Give the other people the chance to come and give their opinion. You have your opinion, but because you're chairing the process, you don't want to be seen in this early stage as being so vocal. I'm not chairing the process. I have taken my time. I have researched. I have produced a memo.
So then I ask you before Governor and the rest of the guys come in. You don't favor the decentralization, mommy?
The ports are decentralized already. All the ports are decentralized. What is happening? Are
they keeping their own money?
What is happening is.
No, can you just help me understand this common thing? Are they keeping their own proceeds? Are they able to independently operate?
In terms of the management of resources, take for example LEC. LEC has stations across the different counties. They have station in Bong, they have station in Nimba, they have station in Grand Bassa, they have station in Bomi County. You can't argue that because LEC is in Monrovia, when those different county stations collect their resources, they should keep it there. That is not decentralization. Now, but let's leave Liberia. Go in the West African region, in that memo which I submitted to the speaker. Stanton, if you check across all the West African countries, as per the research, only one, which is South Africa, has a port regulator. But even at that, the Transcend port in South Africa manages all the other sub-ports. You go to Ghana, the same thing. You go to Senegal, the same thing. You go to Sierra Leone, the same thing. You go to Nigeria, the same thing. You go to Rwanda that has land ports.
I understand, my man. Thank God Austin is back. But I want to understand, because this is getting deeper, right? Austin is saying different things. Go to Greenville, go to Harper, go to Buchanan, right? Are those people generating their own fund? Can they independently run their port?
No, it's run by Ducle.
Stanton.
Ducle running.
Ducle running the port?
Yeah, it's run. Every funds they make coming to Ducle. They're not independent. It's not. It's not.
Is that true, Mama? Is Ducle running everything, keeping all the proceeds here and there? Mama? Mama is frozen. Let me go to Austin. Austin, can you hear us?
I think I see where Stanton is going, because the problem we have, we got it. And Austin, can you hear us now?
Yeah.
Yes, yes, I can hear
Okay,
you.
so
I can hear you now.
where I'm trying to catch what Stanton is going is there's a National Port Authority law, and under the National Port Authority law, Greenfield Port, Buchanan Ports, and all of these ports are captured under the National Port Authority law. Now, the question is it possible that Greenfield will independently raise their money and function independently, or are they functioning under the aegis of the National Port Authority Managing Director? Do they have to report to him?
And that's why I wanted Mami to answer. You are quite correct. Before Austin come in, Mami, can you address that, please?
Yes, all the ports, all the sub-ports report to the National Port Authority of Liberia. All sub-ports report to the National Port Authority of Liberia. The National Port Authority manages or coordinates the activities of all the sub-ports. And I am saying to you, this model is not unique to Liberia. This model is the model across Africa. Show me one country in Africa. As per the research,
it is right.
Coming.
The question is, it is right.
I mean, you can make the argument whether it's right or wrong, but I'm saying this model is the model across the different countries in Africa we established. Now, whether that can make a port to be effective or not, like what is experts say, you have to invest in these ports. If you cannot put money in the ports, just by making them independent, quote unquote independent, doesn't solve the problem.
That's the second argument, and I agree with that. You know, whether let me come to you, Austin, and we can bring our brother Clinton, because now we understand something here. Austin, the bigger argument is that whether they go their own way or whether the government, you have to invest in them. You have to modernize them. You got to bring them up to speed with other country ports, right? If that be the case, all these ports reporting to National Port Authority, okay? So all that money, you just telling us that they're raising a lot of money. I didn't know that. A lot of Liberians didn't know that. But here's the downside, though. We kind of got to get clearance from Asara Mittal to use their equipment, which of course that's a downside. What say you? Are you in favor? If you can't answer, I understand. Are you in favor that those ports go independent, go their own way, operate, improve them? Is that something that because you've been in the business for too long, is that something that you think will help the country more?
There's a delay.
Stanton, your line was not good. I didn't get that.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I'm hearing you now.
Are you in favor of the decentralization, sir?
Stanton, let me tell you what I'm interested in first. I'm interested in, because the problem with the decentralization is that none of these ports have money right now, right? I'm more interested in these ports being revamped in a way, because the draft of Harper Port is just around 5 meters. 5 meters is Harper Port. So it means that you will have a ship between 1,000 or 2,000 deadweight coming in, you know. So if a 5,000 deadweight vessel comes in, it's coming into Harper Port, that means that she's not going to load, she's not going to take her full load. Greenville Port is also around 7 meters. Monrovia Port is around 12 meters draft, because Monrovia Port has been dredged, you know. So only Monrovia Port is a vibrant port. If you decentralize these ports right now, they will not have the money. If government is willing to invest money into them to improve the ports, then okay. But if government doesn't have that money now, then the NPA will have to use that money to improve the ports. They have to be dredged. You have to work on the fenders. You have to have some handling equipment there. You must invest. Everything we're saying, nothing good is going to happen. The container lines, you know, for example, if somebody has his pepper and he wants to sell his pepper to Egypt or he wants to send it to Europe, he's not going to be able to do that because the container lines are not reaching these ports. They're only operating at Monrovia. You only have bulk and break bulk cargo. For example, GVL bringing in her fertilizers. The companies are exporting logs at Greenville. They at Buchanan Port, the iron ore rolling there. Equipment coming in at the commercial pier, logs also going out, fertilizers coming in, ammonium nitrate from B Mountain. Those are the things that are coming. These are all chartered vessels. But the normal Liberian businesses are not able to utilize these ports because they do not have the money to charter. And the container lines that should be coming there to ship somebody 1 or 2 containers. For example, if you're in Grand Bassa County and you want to import your 1 or 2 cars from America, you got to come down to Liberia port. To put it in a container, to take it from the container.
You got to come down to listen, I want to ask this question. Guys, everybody will have the time. Let me bring in Clinton real quick. It's a very interesting thing.
I want to buttress your point, Stanton. I want to buttress your point. I'm sorry.
Yes, I'm going to bring you in. I've just got to get that announcement.
So I don't want a guy to go and then the whole talk is lost. That's why I don't want to.
No, he's not going to.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to say, don't forget, we got to talk about Channel Union with Fully Formula. Fully Formula dealing with the whole Channel Union concession. We'll be bringing in. This is very interesting when you talk about the maritime, when you talk about the decentralization of the port. Again, we'll give everybody the time to do the closing. I'm going to bring in Alex Noah. Alex Noah also has some understanding about port management. We want to hear him off the cuff as well. Let's go to you, Gibson, before we go to Ghana. We'll close.
Thank you very much. Representative Taylor and our team, Mami, can add on this. When you look at the function or the law that govern the Ghanaian Port and Harbor Authority, there is an office of the Director General who does not control a particular port. But then they have a manager for Tema Port, they have a manager for Tekrade Port, they have a manager for the different ports. And these ports report to this authority. In the Liberian situation, where I am confused, the managing director of the National Port Authority is the one that the other ports are reporting to. There is no central operational head who said everybody. So it's almost
and that's my point. You are right. Yeah. That's my point I'm making.
And that's where the problem is, because if you go to Ghana, you have the authority, and that man is there. He's the general. He run that office. Tema Port is reporting there. Takrade Port is reporting there. All the other ports are reporting there. So he's not presiding over a particular port. But not Liberia. The National Port Sekou is the one.
Sekou Duke.
Sekou Duke, he is the managing director of the National Port Authority in Monrovia, but then everybody else are reporting to him. There is no central operational head who everybody report to. Monrovia report, Sandra report, Buchanan report. That way we have a central organized or monitored system. Is that the kind of system that we are going after here, or is it different?
No, this is the intent of this particular regulation that came to us. Just that they are asking for a standalone report for each, a standalone reporting system for each of these. That means that the president or whoever the president will be appointing each of these port directors. It means that when you pay your port bills, each of them you'll be paying directly. If it is Greenville Port, where my friend Ellis Noah is from, you will be paying directly to Greenville Port. They will manage their own funds. They will have their operational. They will decide who to employ, how to employ. They do everything for themselves. This is what the Senate is proposing. This is what they've sent over to us. But then there is no regulatory authority if you want to have that. But we still need a regulatory arm. Whether you decentralize or you do not decentralize, you need a regulatory arm. And the reason why I think that you need is because you're definitely going to have private ports. So when you have these private ports, who gave these private ports the license? Who regulate them? Even though we have the Liberian Maritime Authority as well. But then these private ports will have to fall under the regulatory arm to ensure that safety practices and all these things, because the Liberian Maritime also implements the international regulations and conventions. They have their offices at these ports. You have, I believe, in my opinion, that you also need a regulator that's going to sit over there, because like we all know, you can be a player and a referee at the same time. There are some things that you overlook, and I want to believe that probably these are some of the reasons why you have you have the reason why the port activities are being stalled, and the ports are definitely not growing.
So thank you very much, Clinton. Let's bring you in. We got Alex Noah. We'll hear from Alex Noah. We'll do 2 for 1 kill. But again, guys, before Clinton come in, there you go. That's Sekou Dougle, the Port National Port Authority Managing Director. We'll be inviting him also. Maybe he can throw some light on this decentralization. So it will be really important for us to know, because a lot of folks are confused. If I'm in Buchanan, I want to do my business through Buchanan, why should I come to Monrovia? Oh no, you are coming to Monrovia because we do not have the standard of port to receive the standard of ship coming in. Therefore, you have to come to Monrovia. Then now, it's going to cost you a lot. It's more burden. So we are with the chairman on Marathon, Representative Austin Taylor. It's always good having you, and a beautiful, quiet discussion tonight. Let's make some progress. Governor Clinton, sir, talk to us.
Well, I think any move for decentralization is important in a country like Liberia that, we've had central authority over, over 100 years. And, any historical study would tell you that is one of the reasons we've not advanced the country, developing other parts of the country other than in Monrovia, because, everything is so centralized. So I think the idea of decentralizing the ports is in the right direction. I agree there has to be some form of national regulatory authority, but you do want to have the ports independent. Once you have the local authorities keeping their own money and they are able to decide based on the needs, the local needs in those areas, what to do with the money is always a good thing. Again, whether or not these ports are up to the standard to be able to operate by themselves is another thing. That the government has to consider investing in. But I agree. I think we have to decentralize the port, as with many other things that needs to be decentralized. There's absolutely no reason I'm in Greenville or I'm in Maryland and I would need to come to Monrovia to receive a car.
Okay, thank you very much. Maybe you take us home. Let's hear from Representative Alex Noah. Alex, welcome to the show. It's good to have you, sir. You've been in this business of port management. Let's hear you. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Stanton. Thank you to Makori. I think extensively, Austin have touched on many things that have the proclivity to honor our post system as a country. One question that I want to go straight to, and I call in specifically, is whether or not our country is ready to have independent ports. I can tell you, Stanton, there are indicators, like the representative said, there are things we need to do to get a port prepared before doing all of that. If you were to visit all of our outstation ports, there are some port managers or managing directors that take over the various ports and they don't visit the outstation ports until the time elapses, not knowing the difficulties that the ports are going through. All they want to do is to make sure the monthly report is being forwarded. We get a file account as MPA, do all of the sweet travels and all of that. And you don't know that all of the ports that bring in those money, they are ports that also need to benefit those money. Now, in the past, we used to have the Kuwaiti fund supporting the National Port Authority. The Kuwaiti fund is meant to make sure money are used for navigational activities. Sometimes, if you went to Stanoport, for example, before I could leave, sometimes the vessels or the vessels owner or those people who take the contract to do the stevedoring for those people, like Austin Taylor at the time, on a rotator, for example, they were improvised just to make sure that we see for that night to work. That is not the type of port you want to make independent. You get more things to do. When I took over the port of Stanton, I was sent to the port of Tacoma in Washington State. I did 3 more administrative port management and general running of our port system. I went to the port of Baltimore in Maryland. All of these posts are independent posts. In fact, by the way, they get people being elected the same way we are elected as representative, and then they get what they call the CEO. The CEO report to the people that are being elected by the community in which the post is situated. So you have that channel in terms of how development goes through various posts because they have a system in place. Now, infrastructure of the post also go with role infrastructure. There is no way my brother Mohammed, who don't have a port in Bapodu, will carry a container in Sando if you have smaller cars getting stuck in the mud. So as a result, if folks to come to Monrovia, nobody wants to use the outstation port. But it was a very good question that you asked because given the bureaucracy in the Monrovia port system, from the APN terminal and you name all of those, Meta, CTN, and you name all of those, nobody would have, carried the material if the post, for example, if you were to get your container in Sano, you pick it up from the port in the evening, sometime by 2, 3 in the morning, you in Monrovia. Easy as ABC. Now, the reason we are not ready to be able to get a port on our own is where you have some port are liability to Monrovia port, and I can say this. Some port, like the Sano port that I said for 6 years, is contingent upon dry season to get logging company bringing the logs. Other than that, you don't have the infrastructure. First, the port should not only be a pier, the port should have other means of income. You got to get infrastructure that business people will be renting. So with the exception of goods coming, you will still make money as a port. We don't have all of that. So for example, before I could leave Sano Port, the staff were around something around 107 or 108 personnel. Just imagine in the rain season, you have no logging investor shipping. So squarely, that tells you conspicuously that you will wait. Monrovia Port will do all those charges from everywhere. Then at the end of the month, pay us. Nevertheless, also, the post also that occasional movement, they make money. Sometimes I used to raise as a head of Sano Port. Sometimes we used to raise 400,000 per vessel, depending how many cubic meter and auto fees are being paid. So occasionally too, we raise money, but to make sure that those money are sustainable in terms of making sure that you are autonomous on your own, those things need to happen without facing the roads. To get a paved road going to Sino, if you create autonomously on any pole, that's a charade. Without putting
so
into
market. Because you come in, Alex, you come in with another spin, which is good. It's also good that we can hear from both sides. But so Alex, this is for you in Sano is seasonal, right? Rain season, you're done. So if you decentralize the Sano port, 100 and some more employee or 300 employees done.
Exactly. That's my point.
Money.
That's my point.
Why say you, Austin? Representative Austin. All right, now I think we have a problem with him. Mommy, what say you? I see you shaking your head, mommy.
Hey, it's good that we have people who got the practical experience. They live it, they work with it, like Alex is saying. And when the debate unfolds, we'll see that we are missing the priority. We are missing the priority in terms of facilitating trade and using the ports to be able to help us create jobs and address the economic issues in the country. We're missing the priority. Gibson highlighted the Ghana model. It's highlighted in the analysis I did. What is missing in Liberia is not independence. What is missing is effective management. It's not independence. Some of the ports you're talking about, they are basically surviving on revenue generated from NPA. Technically, except for Buchanan Port, in most cases that rely on APM, Estella Mitar, Most of the other ports, if you make them independent, they're not able to generate their own money to sustain themselves. But that should not be a justification why you cannot allow some level of autonomy. But the president, the argument we're making with port autonomy in Liberia is a wrong precedent. And that's where I want to get the discussion going. This argument that because it's in my county, so I must manage it, is wrong. I will give you example of other utilities.
Is that Mama, so let me hold you now, because I'm going to get to the politics of this. Who makes such an argument? Because everything I'm hearing here is about the ports in the country. Is somebody doing it just because of political gain here, Mama?
Yes. Yeah, I can help, Mama.
So, Mama,
Yeah, let you go ahead. Let you go ahead.
Saying yes. So talk to me.
Let you go ahead.
Somebody trying to score a political point here, Representative Noah?
Yeah, there are a few politicians, and the whole stuff is a preparation for 2029 for some port counties, for some port county and other legislative bureaucrats who every time they do this type of arrangement, they get money in a cover continuously. Mind you, Mame was headed somewhere that he did not earn. The reason many times the people who have various posts in the county, they agitate for the issue of autonomy, or maybe some share of the natural resources should be left in the county, is where, for example, let's say 2018, I raised something at 1.3 million, for example. That 1.3 million Sando County from the national cover, Sando County only get 200,000, for example, as a county development fund. But that money goes to Morovia, where one MD will say, for example, he determined who makes 5,000, 6,000, and those counties that those monies are coming from. There is no social responsibility attached from the port end to say, okay, you know what? For example, sometimes we got two bridges before reaching to the port. You may know the Seabed Bridge and the other bridge before the port. Those bridges now, they are being disqualified many times by engineers, and then we're waiting one time when it fall down, then we say that somebody born it from honor, for example, then either they will be investigating and will not get to where we get answer from. But when Telecraft sometimes advise you in the case of the Capitol building at the time.
No. We'll get it, Alex. Alex, hold on. I beg you. We'll get to this. I beg you. Let me ask you. I don't want you to come from you, Mame. The representative said, yes, people are doing it for political gain. Who are those, Alex? What do you think? Let's talk about Buchanan Port. Who trying to benefit from Buchanan Port decentralization?
So the way to know it now, just be listening, who will be advocating plenty. Those are the people. But again, you get some people on ground, stand on everything that happened in Liberia, you can know it in your mini. But I know if this is passed, you will know who behind it. And I know many times there will be companies coming and, going to Buchanan and seeing some.
You are insinuating, let's get to the fact here. This is Spoon Talk. Who behind it? You guys.
I'm just
trying to know. I put it away Buchanan Port.
Yeah.
Buchanan Port. Who trying to benefit and pushing decentralization from Buchanan?
So even in one of the conversations, the people were resolved to settle. If the MPA raised the issue that the other posts are not qualified to maintain themselves, then only Buchanan Post should be precluded from them to be autonomous. So that speaks volume. And I'm not working with Spoon Talk to be calling name. I'm just telling you, you get your people on ground as the information flow.
Some people are saying to the president now that, Mr. President, even if the Greenville Port got a problem, the Harper Port got a problem, take away Buchanan Port because we're good. Is this why they are selling?
Exactly. And to admit, Stanton, Buchanan Port have infrastructure, they have means, and by the way, in terms of revenue generation, is a second in the country. So nobody denying it. But if you want to do it, because there are some things you need to put in order also to make it to that standard. You will not pick and choose because you want it quick in our Liberian setting. So it should be taken from the other two posts. then you're not ready holistically to carry on development for our country.
Let me hold you, Alex. Yeah, we're just going to ride this because it's already 5:10 o'clock. Yeah, I'm coming to you, Mama. It's already 5:10 o'clock. I'm just going to bring in Yeke Kodoba will ride this to the end. We got 10 more minutes to go. I hope you can bear with us, Austin and Alex. But the put conversation is a big one. Mama, go ahead and we'll go to Gabe. So we'll go to Kev Hassan and we'll do the round table to end on this topic. Then we'll move to the
30
next
seconds.
Mama, this is big though. Somebody's saying, yeah.
It's big. It's big. And you know, every time you take personal issues and pull it into reform, it backfires. If you read the act, the analysis on the act, you identify the act is a problematic law because it's not driven by a desire for reform, it's driven by a personal political agenda. Read the analysis and take yourself out of the politics, you will see it. But on the revenue issue, we have addressed this issue. There is a decentralization law that calls for the sharing of every revenue generated in each county between the county and the state. It's there in the revenue sharing law. The new law says every revenue each county generates, whether from port, whether from electricity, whether from driver license, anything, the county has a share before it can come to government. We're not talking about county development, social development. Revenue sharing is there. So it has been addressed. So why you keep arguing about revenue sharing on port when revenue sharing has been addressed across all sectors in the county under the revenue sharing law? Let's put policy reform to where policy reform requires. Let's prioritize what we need to do to address trade and trade facilitation issues and take politics out of it.
Kev, let's come to you. Mama, thank you. I think we'll do another round with this. It's always good having Austin. Austin will come to you, Shirley. Kev, you want to say something?
Yeah, Mommy, you think they are sharing what coming out of those for the revenue? You think the MD sharing it? And secondly, you think,
just to correct you, the MD now is Jonathan Capet, the former senator. Just to know who at the Buchanan Port is Jonathan Capet. Go ahead.
Right. So let me ask this other question. You think Dillon and Yombly them trying to benefit of this? The lawmakers then can come in on this.
Well, let's ask Alex. We got Alex saying politicians trying to benefit. Alex, you want to speak to those to the Kev question?
So, Stanton, the only thing you don't push me to here no, but you sending it to me is to call name, and I will not call name. I'm also an elected official. I'm not scary, but at some time, with due respect, we respect each other to make sure that we all work together. The point I'm making, there is nothing, even in the church in our country, politics there. In fact, if you're teaching your man, somebody will want to say, I brought water, mama, make my food plenty, it's a politics. All that I'm saying, the particular thing, in the case of Buchanan.
You said people are benefiting.
Alex, you talk about lawmaker want to benefit. So yeah. I think you should come out and let the Liberian people know the lawmakers that you're talking about. Or you want
okay, so Kev, again, I repeat, I would not be on spoon talk to call names. We have respect for each other. When that time comes, the Liberian people will know. You will not want me, and you know that even before this thing is being proffered, there were people who are the vanguard to make sure it happened. And I'm telling you, privileged information that you were not access to, that even people discussing, Mr. President or MD, for example, saying the other posts are not qualified, we can only use Buchanan Port to be excluded from the other posts. Now, but I can say to you, even Buchanan Port, there will be a problem if you don't put into play infrastructure that will make sure that other vessels, like Honorable Taylor said, without those calling vessels, no business person can carry the Doka flare from any country to carry to Buchanan before carrying it. Those are things you need to put into place before we can get our post to that level. All that I agree with the representative is where you need to have a regulatory body There's power reporting to whosoever at a central point, but there are other people, the Chinese investor, there are other people asking when I was in a port, somebody had around a river called Sando River. They came to us that they wanted to have established a private port because our port, because of the depth, those local vessels or those feeder craft cannot berth there. So in the future, where you have people that stand on now, we want to be in a boat to go to a village get a river. Stanton too need to be paying to somebody for having boat, for example. Those are things when you're thinking about the future, you're not thinking about what comes right now, quick way for few people. So that's the mechanism we should be talking about. Then when all those things are in place, we can say, okay, now we are ready to get a port being on their own. That's my point.
Stanton, let me come in here. Stanton, let me come in here.
We got to bring in Austin real quick.
Brother Noah.
Yeah.
I have to say, so when you go home, you would think about it.
Okay.
You are very arrogant.
And
let me tell you what makes you arrogant. When you come onto the public settings, and
so you see that one for they can talk to some of you. And Stanton, you need to tell him. You need to tell him. You need to tell him to also be responsible. He's an elderly man. You need to be responsible. Those are reasons when for the family there, ready to talk to some of you, he talk to any kind of way you feel like. You are being arrogant here. You are being arrogant here. And you got to stop that. The same thing Mark Jabata made one paper to run away from this show here. You can remember the Mark Jabata and our pastor story here?
Listen to me. You were listening because...
Alex Wade, Gibson Wade, I beg you. Brother Gibson Wade, Alex Wade. Gibson, you could have made your point, but you tell the lawmaker that he's arrogant. But Gibson,
arrogant is not insult. They make him here, Stanton. They make him here when Brother Austin Taylor came here. We intelligently engaged him. Nobody said anything to him. He came and said, instead of discussing the nitty-gritty of the issues, he said politicians were undermining. That's his allegation. You can come onto the public forum and you say people are politically undermining, and you as a representative, you don't have the guts to call names, and when they ask you, then you say you can't come a spoon talk to say. Then why do you come a spoon talk to make the allegation? There is a difference between a real representative and a coward representative, which is Alex Noah. You don't want to call me. If you don't want to call me, then get out of here. We don't want to see you.
Okay, Gibson, wait 1 minute now. Gibson, wait, I beg you. Let me bring in Alex. Go ahead, Representative Noah.
Stanton.
Yeah.
It's unfair when you bring people who have not won community job in a various community to talk to national leaders today. He been more arrogant, and normally I always play that your Mark Jabata and that pastor thing. That's why that's the same way he behaving here. I take him to be a very responsible papa, but he responds to me or the way he addressed me, I see what normally they can talk to him as somebody who on somebody's basement as well. That's what I want to say. He been very arrogant.
Okay, I beg you, gentlemen.
Okay, so let me do my last point to Brother Austin.
He may allow comment. I will come after you.
Oh man, you myself.
What is that?
The reason why we are here.
You cannot tell me what to say.
KFC, I gotta bring in Austin. I beg you.
Let me finish my comment. I got question for
you don't got no comment.
I got question for
when you get comment, I will get my part of comment.
Yeah, you will, but hold on 1 minute. Let me bring in Austin Gibson. You will talk to him. Representative Austin Taylor, it's good having you, my friend. Let's talk about the issue that you heard, right? And I know that that's not something you want to get into. But my main question, though, where are you? I know you are the chairman, and you're reviewing this thing. You cannot give us your position, open it today. Do you think you will organize and review this thing in the interest of the Liberian people, and we will benefit from your decision? You've been in this business for a long time. You know the positive and negatives, and you know how well this is important for Liberia. Can you unmute?
Thank you so much, Stanton. Yes, like you said, we will definitely review. We are definitely reviewing. We are coming up with our first preliminary reports this Tuesday, and the committee is working definitely in the interest of this country. We ensure that the right thing is done. Where there are lapses, we'll be making recommendations, but I don't want to come clear on this right now because the entire legislation is before us. But what I can assure is that we are knowledgeable of these things. There are problems that these posts have been they have been having. Honorable Noah just said it. He supported our points that you have to invest in the infrastructure. It is very important that you invest in the infrastructure. It is about time that Liberia needs to start to consider some of these things. And I really thought that we would have discussed other investments across the country too, because I'm so much interested in that. But I think
I'm going to spend the
infrastructure
rest of the time with you.
And secondly, to build capacity. Capacity building at our ports is also another very important aspect of the port management. That then we will start to see increased revenue. The port is already making, as it is now with the current state of the port is already raising revenue. I'm telling you, it's raising millions of dollars already. How much more when we can build capacity, we can invest in some of the infrastructure to boost the capacity of the port. At this time, I tell you, if we can just commit like $10 million into each of these ports, you will have a substantial build-up of revenue that's going to benefit the country immensely. But I hope that government looks at that. But as it is now, we are reviewing this regulation, and it's going to be result in the best interest of this country.
So Representative Austin and Representative Alex, it's always good having you guys, especially you, Alex. You came in from a different perspective on this. Are you part of the committee, Alex, with Austin? We're not hearing you. Got to unmute. Can you unmute, please?
It's okay.
Yes, you're good. Are you part of the committee?
No, I'm not part of the committee. I think Austin is the chairman from the majority black side, and then we have the chairman. We have the chairman from the minority black, who is Safoko. So we get two speakers now. So until normally the government will always send a thing to the majority people, as usual, that being the procedure. But I've just come to add knowledge to all he providing to our people. It's my good friend. We've been working together. He talked something, I think maybe before I got in, he spoke on it. Can you imagine the port of Sino, the port of Harper using one resident paddle? Resident paddle is the old person or the person who breathed the vessel, because according to the international compliance, the person who brings a vessel internationally cannot breathe it. You may not understand the territory and of that particular port. Austin may bear me witness. The woman is almost 90 to 91 years old. Anytime after 5 o'clock, you will not breathe any vessel. We got to wait for in the money. That's the type of port you're talking about, making it autonomous. At a certain point, we even use the saying to Buchanan, because the work guy they hire in Buchanan has similar problem. Yeah. Also, so the issue of capacity.
And you're going to happen right now.
Exactly. The issue of capacity, the issue of infrastructure, making a post ready for all of the political side of it in getting money is important. So, sometimes you bring expert on this type of topic like you are going today, and then when people come up here, also you let your people know that we all should be respectful of each other. I know my papa just coming from funeral, but it does not negate the fact that he should be respectful of me. Because normally funeral you will use the black and the purple. But again, it's a nice sign. I really appreciate it, and I think we can all work together.
Listen, I want to ask the Austin and Alex quick question, just quick on politics. Pamela made a statement, and Honorable Austin, and about the Supreme Court judge, call it a liquor talk. Can you condemn that, or you agree with him?
Let's go to Austin first. Austin.
Yeah, Austin. Yeah.
No. Kev, Kev, I was very clear in plenary that day. I mean, I condemn 100% over and over that it was that called for to make such a remarks, you know. So it's not something that we're going to mention our words on. We advise for the, you know, not to say that again. It was just good that you remain civil and have respect. Look, we have to, you know, regardless of our political differences, it's good to have respect for, you know, for every aspect of government across the aisles or whoever it is. We have to have respect for each other, and then we definitely build a better country.
Do you agree with Justice Bisi?
Regarding what?
Regarding the ultra-virus, that he made a comment that he went on the side of the
Justice Basi, if you want us to discuss that now, we go in a different thing.
No,
But then Justice Basi made various statements, and then the Supreme Court also made her ruling. Let's discuss that on a different day. I'll be willing to come. So that we can talk about it.
But Justice Basi was actually discussing the Supreme Court ruling. It's not two different things.
Let Alex to answer Kev's question, please. Let Alex
Yes,
answer.
Kev, that's a very good question. You know, Makori for the family. And you one of the persons now who making people to their respect in the public. You know, respect is reciprocal. You cannot be speaking to somebody every day and they cannot answer you the third or fourth day you pass. So if we lawmaker with the three cardinal functions our people elected offer, be it as a general or any of our colleagues from the other branch of government, we should be respectful of what we say to them, because what makes a mention makes him vex. I mean, you say anything to even your child, the way you present it, they present it back to you. So for the wasn't it wrong that many other colleagues of our condemn his act? The only thing I want to see, I'm waiting for the regime speaker, because he said that they Fode would not talking session until you retract that. And I think it should go beyond that. It should even go beyond that. Fode needs to see the justice and do something maybe personally with the session or just talking in session. I think that was uncouth, and no other official of government deserve from any of us. All of us, we are colleagues. All of us, we have a role to play. All of us, it's a playlist today. We are here. Tomorrow, different people will come here. They will either respect us in the past for what we do today. You will get their respect for what you do today. So I think Fode was wrong, and I think he needs to personally go and apologize to the justice.
So you agree with Justice Bisi, and you agree with Justice Bisi, right?
Yeah, but I'm Fode then keeping your head. The people said the thing ever seen that they acted beyond the bound. Nothing different the man said. That the people keeping your head. So what you ask me what I agree 109%.
Thank you very much, Alex. Guys, we're going to keep you guys because we got about 11 minutes. Let me just say we get only 11 minutes.
I'll say you something. I want Taylor to respond to.
Gibson, I'm coming to you. I'm backing you.
Okay.
We have 11 more minutes. We'll finish up with Honorable Yeke Kodowa. It's always good having you, Brother Upstein and Brother Alex. Listen, when you come on the show, we can call you by your first name. If it's your last name, we say Representative or Honorable. So I see folks saying, oh, call Yeke, Representative Yeke. Listen, we will say Austin, Alex, Yeke, or Honorable Kodowa, Honorable Taylor, or Honorable Noah. But again, we want to say it's good having you guys. Please bear with us, stay with us. We got other questions of this. I hope we can talk about other concessions here. We were expecting for the family to come on to talk about the China Union. The China Union is very, very big and disturbing, seriously speaking. Let's talk about the death of the young man that, he died, understand, in the Kenjor era. The truck rolled over him. I don't know you guys' position on this. Though the house is split, but you can still do the people's business. And I really appreciate it. So young man and mommy. Let's get to Gibson. Gibson, your question, sir.
Yeah, I sent you something. And I think Representative Taylor was trying to allude to that. And I think Mami also made mention of that in his memo. And if you look at the Port Authority Act, it envisaged a central operating system with a managing director who is going to oversee the Port of Monrovia, Port of Buchanan, Greenfield, Harper, and other ports that will be appointed. I think the implementation shows that the managing director of the National Port Authority of the Freeport now becomes the authority for all of the ports, or the central point for all of the ports. I think it's a misimplementation of the act, the way I see it. I don't know, Taylor, if you can comment on that. If you look on the screen, I don't know whether it's on the screen, but it's not on the screen. It says the National Port Authority shall include and extend to the ports of Monrovia. Extend to the Port of Monrovia. That means the National Port Authority is not a place where a managing director will be there and administering ports, but our authority will extend to Monrovia, will extend to Buchanan, Greenville, Harper, and other places. But then during the implementation, it says the National Port Authority shall have a board, a managing director, and other officers. Does it not look like a misimplementation of the act itself? But I mean, can you comment on that? Have you gone through? Have you guys debated this act to know whether something actually is a miss?
Can we bring in Austin? Austin, you care to speak?
Austin, can you comment? I think he can't understand.
No,
I think
you want to comment, Alex?
He's frozen.
Yes.
Alex,
yes.
You want to go there?
Yes, I think I can comment on that. Again, some of our raised an issue when we took over the port after our study. Before, they used to call it outstation port heads, port managers. We raised the issue that, Mr. MD, you cannot be managing director and then they call manager because you're managing director. So we believe in our wisdom that all the outstation port managers need to be director. So yes, the reason a port director is 25 years and above based on your workings is because of some of the reason they don't want politicians and because if you are presidential appointee, there are plenty of things that will happen. You will do things because you know that anytime you can move. So they restrict the personal appointment to only the board and the managing directors. Now, the managing director is the one who appoints the port manager based on qualification. For the prerequisite to being a port manager, if it is not on a political influence, you should have a first degree. Unfortunately, and many times it don't happen in our country. So yeah, the reason it is like that. Also, Mr. Gibson, our report don't go to the MD directly. Like you take it from Sano and carry it to the MD. There will be a sequential arrangement of the administrative structure of the place. So you have the managing director that the port directors falls on directly. So when I was at the port, when I do my report, it goes to the DMDO. The final manager at the port will not give the report to me. They do the report straight to the controller. So all of these processes are meant to make sure that interference into the operations of various ports and all of that. But again, our country, you will find the political side of it, and where when systems are in play, people always infiltrate because of the political interest. But I think again, if even we have the regulatory arm, because you get LEC, you have LERC, you get another LD something, for example, they are all regulatory electrical regulatory body that is responsible whenever there are issues or maybe people coming into the country to invest in the energy sector. So yes, it is important. Why it will do when you have that regulatory authority, that MD will also know that they have somebody who is checking on them also, because now the MD is a president, by the way. I mean, the MD determines what to do. If your hair found on your head, the MD said that 5,000 you're making, that's why you're making. If you play cornrow in your Liberian English, the MD said that 2.5, that 2.5. But merit-based system. And one of the things that eating off the post is because people take responsibility of the position and they don't go to the outstation post to know what is going on. So all the money that is being raised is being used on the operational thing and not affecting those posts that are generating the money. So until all of these systems are observed, and I think we can progress.
Thank you very much. I want to bring Alex. Then we'll go to.
I think that's a good answer than the first answer you gave from the beginning.
Yeah, they want arrogant. They want it soft.
No, that's what we call discussion of the merit issues. But
thank you. Yo, face your problem. Austin, before we bring it on over Cordoba, let's hear you, Austin. The question remains the same. What say you, sir? Can you please unmute?
You muted, Austin.
Can you please unmute?
Good.
Sandra, in your country, you invite me to.
I even know what going on today.
You not hearing us?
I think the question was answered by.
He's not hearing us.
I don't know what's going on today. My internet is really bad.
You see, Austin, you say I can relate to you.
Yeah, relate to me. Let's go.
let me bring in Honorable Yeke Cordoba. Honorable, welcome to the show, sir. How you doing? Can you please unmute?
It's a pleasure being on the show.
So we discussed about this issue on the maritime. If you want to say anything, because Alex fell short, he couldn't tell us who the decentralization. Can you adjust your camera? Can you adjust your camera and bring? Can you bring your camera up a little bit, sir? We are seeing your live. My thing is that, honorable man, Alex fell short and he couldn't tell us who's going to be benefiting from this decentralization. You want to add anything to it, Yeket? Then we can move to the other issue.
No, I got nothing.
You got nothing to add. Okay. Then let me ask you my question here. Welcome to the show. It's always good having you. Let me play this clip. I really want to get you guys' view on it, please. And then we wind it down to the show. We're almost done. But let's just play this. It's very important. I'll play all three.
All in the federal county trying to push a president agenda.
Stand up, I'll fix the audio. I'll send it to you. I'll fix the audio. I'll send it to you. Use that one.
We need to have our own speaker. So today, I'm the regime speaker. The speaker of the Republic of Nigeria, 100% supporting His Excellency President Imobega.
I'd like to start with you, Honorable Cordoba. Talk to me on that.
I didn't hear the audio. I didn't hear it.
Stand up, use the one I just sent to you. Use the one I just sent to you. I'll clear up the audio.
All right, hold on 1 minute. Let me go there.
That one is very clear.
But you know what we're talking about, Yeke? It's a regime speaker audio. You want to talk to us about it, please?
So, you see, let me just 1 minute come into the committee something center. Look, if you understand why we run after committee, you'll not be bringing on your show to talk about committee. We get on committee for what we can benefit as individuals, not the Liberian people. I can say this for fight. You see, my brother Austin, Honorable Austin, some people voted against Fonati because of committee. Some people decided they don't want Fonati because of Tento. When you are on Maritime, you get money from Maritime every month. When you're on Maritime got scholarship that you send your family, people, and friends. So I don't like for us to come on the thing, on committee, all the good thing, Honorable Ellis talk about, nothing will be actualized next 100 years by him. All we come here to say is to make ourselves look good in the public, and we'll get there, we'll get after our own interest. Stanton, you know committee president got money? Committee president get money. Now we run after committee because we want to chop. We want scholarship for our family people. We want scholarship for our associates. And I no regret for what I say because I know it. There's my second term. Senator. Don't waste your time. We'll come with all the good thing here. At the end of the day, we get there. Marita will have to give our 10,000 a committee here every month. We eat it. Marita will have scholarship for people to get all of the country. We will not open it. We will bring our family people, our friends, and our associates to go on the scholarship. So don't waste your time behind lawmaker coming to talk about our only committee. Committee to do what? Have committee celebrate in the country beside our family people and our associates. Have committee help anybody in the country beside us going to get our kickback from committees? Stay to not forget about Latin man. Look, I listen to Richard Cohn.
So let me play it. Allow me to play it,
The opposition speaker will not push our agenda. We need to have our own speaker. So today I'm the regime speaker. The speaker of the Republic of Nigeria is 100% supporting His Excellency Joseph Lawmaker. No speaker from the opposition will promote us. So we as politicians sat and saw the difficult thing the general arrest or proceeding. The general was suppressed an opposition speaker. We will not sit there and let go any further. All the things we plan to do, we all get damaged.
Okay, let's hear you. It's very clear.
So, he just said it. Richard Cohn never respected Fonati Kofa when he was speaker. He never recognized Fonati Kofa. All Richard Cohn wanted was to become speaker by force. And Richard Cohn is a speaker now. The executive, all the education, all the book, to go against the constitution because we got some personal interest with the people that in oppositions. So we don't see the actuality. We see what the constitution says. You know, so it's not wrong. Richard Cohn is the speaker for Mr. Bwaka and Mr. Cohn and the executive. You think Richard Cohn is the speaker for us? Tito, we had a press conference until the Supreme Court can hear our bill of information. When the Supreme Court hear our bill of information and all of lawsuits that we took before them, and they still recognize Richard Cohn, and which I know it will never happen, it will not happen by the Supreme Court, then we'll go there and recognize Richard Cohn, and we'll call him regime speaker because he has already told the Lebrepo who he is.
Thank you very much. Again, we want to let me hear from Austin because you, Austin, man, the allegation that you're receiving 10,000 for sitting on committee. You want to clear that, and let's hear this region speaker from you.
He's not the owner. All our committees. He's not the owner one. All of one beyond.
Yeah, but we are talking about maritime committee, and yeah, he is. So, can you unmute, sir? You good? You good?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm good. Stanton, my good friend Yeke will be very disingenuous to say that people get on committees just because they want financial benefits. And I do not believe so, and that is not what I stand for. We've come to offer and to contribute our quota to this country, and Yeke then shouldn't be seeing things, every money behind everything. Some of us were established before we came to the legislature. I remain established with or without this House of Representatives. And this is the reason why you've not seen me on the political scene, because I was not chanting battle cries behind people, and I was not fighting for running behind people for money. My businesses remain running. 15,000 or 10,000 or whatever it is no money that I can buy me. And I was one of the representatives that when we got at the House, I was one of the representatives before government even gave us car. I bought a brand new vehicle for myself without even starting anything from before we were even sworn into office. I mean, so I will not buy that. But besides, we have a responsibility as lawmakers to contribute to our society, and this is the reason why we have committees in the House, because based on your expertise, those are the committees that you will be serving on. And so because of my expertise in maritime activity, there's a reason why I'm placed on the maritime committee. And then I have a
But you're not answering the question.
to,
The question: are you receiving $10,000? That's the question. Do you receive $10,000? That's the question.
that is a useless question to say. I'm sorry to say that. There's nobody pays check in the house budget. Nobody pays anybody for a committee. The house is structured into committees, and Yeke was a member of a committee just few months before. Maybe he was receiving monies for those committees. I don't know. I don't know. But what I'm concerned about is that we have our committees, and not everybody. I will continue to say this. Not everybody get on committee because of money. We got our expertise to contribute and to society. There are things that you have to contribute, not because somebody accuse you, so you will be afraid to play your part. And I don't care how much people accuse me. You want to accuse me, you can accuse me, but I have my responsibility. I have my part to play and to contribute to this country. I will play my part diligently, and then when it's time for me to leave the scene, I'll leave the scene. But I can tell you that nobody pay me no money for committee. That house is like that. Nobody pays for committee. There are committee hearings that I know about. I've not received that before. Thank you very much.
Okay, so let's just be fair, because it's not us you're talking to your district and the Liberian people. As a chair, you are a chairman on Maritime. Do you receive funds for committee hearings?
So I haven't had a committee hearing yet. And so I haven't received any fund for committee hearing. I understand that there are funds for committee hearing. I'm not involved with the Committee on Ways and Means. So I haven't received funds for that yet.
Okay.
But then why you went? Then Yaki was right.
Yes. Listen, I think I'm not yet.
It's irrelevant. I mean, I know you want to push me into your money argument.
Austin went straight to 8 because committee hearings do have committee hearing funds. He said he have not received anything, but there's funds allocated for that, and I appreciate that. Alex, you want to add anything?
I'll go to strictly the Regime Speaker speech if you want me to.
Yes, sir.
I think what pains me.
I'm sorry, we went off. I beg you. Austin, let me come back to you. Can you speak to that tape from Richard Cohn about Regime Speaker, sir?
I will use to my colleague Ellis for now, and then after that I'll come in. I mean, you started with him, so like.
But it's a lot. It made a new party man. It's a lot.
Let the lawmaker then decide the position, man.
Let
them decide the position. Let them speak about their own position, yeah.
So Mohammed.
He yield before, but he yield today.
Mohammed, the reason every evening you come here to waste your time and not wasting your time in your negative form is to make sure that Liberia win, whatever government comes in power. It's not our personal party affiliation. So, but let me go to the issue. It pains me if I get somebody who can really end my 5 year, I just give it to them and then just move forward. Sometimes if you out, if you are not representative, when you won't come there, you can be rushing. You get your last, you won't spend it. But when you enter that place, you see Austin, who before you there, my very good friend. Austin, almost 5 more years, now answer me because you to our LJ are not there. So he just missing my calls and all of that. You and your man can be laughing here. So now, some kind of committee thing, they just run away from you. And you know, they just run away from you, and then because they don't want to be for you to be part of what they're doing. Unfortunately, that's a third powerful man from the 43% side that he the one speaking the way he speaks. That by the time we got there, everything that they were stepping on, it was just passing. It was just passing. It's not even wasting your time to be, because they will pass everything, all the concessions, ratification and things you're talking about. Richard told you, you say anything I can, they will pass it. That's what the people look for him to be their own regime speaker. And people clapping, the same Liberian people who every time they're on the radio complaining, that man saying I tell a terrible thing. In fact, so when you bring drugs to the airport, one United Party man call, they will pass it because they want everything then to pass. It's unfortunate, and this is where some of our, even in the midst of the unconstitutional suspension and all of that, we are happy that history will carry us. It may not be today. I know some of our Cody buying 30 motorbikes and our people feel maybe we include drinking, but no, we did not get some of the money that they got because the way they wanted to get it, some of us feel it was not necessary to get it. Listen to Representative Kuhn for District 11, calling BBT name that he have never done in the past 6 years. He did it in the first one budget he passed. Unfortunately, history got its own way of coming back to you. For the first time for speaker, budget to be in 5 point something million, and they're using you as a scapegoat and you think you enjoying? I heard him yesterday. Now, if you want to tell me, my men don't want to fire, but I can tell them, say that my people, he happy. You kidding me? You getting yourself in trouble. Government can, government go, you will be audited. Things will happen, and some of us will testify. So the issue of the man saying everything passing, if you get somebody who don't get ID card, so don't they call a speaker to the airport, they will just pass no passport business because of the regime speaker. That's it. That's the type of country now we are into. Everybody feel so long you are partisan, then everything is right. Mohammed, my man who I saw in New Jersey on the bombing people thing, who was so passionate, he even talked to us as a lawmaker in your condescending form that we are the problem of the country. Now, I will say a clear too now to Stanton when you were guest speaker on the bombing association thing. You can remember when you insulted us that we are the problem of the House of Representatives, and later I refuted that on the platform. I said, no, Mohammed, you can't talk to all and say, no, there are the three of you who here are talking to that the other people. I said, no. Now you are meeting on a public radio that, yeah, the men are regime speaker for you about it. Are you kidding me? Then your effort of being here is infutility also. No need to waste our time. And your man, the passion you have to making sure our country is free from corruption and other things, it should be holistic. But if you're doing it in a way that later your man will call you and say, my man, thank you tonight for the show, then I think no need. You just continue your work, bro. It's disappointing. Nobody should be speaker for regime. You should be speaker for the country. And that's why the Constitution make it clear to be the head of that other branch. Again, I said something in our chat room that it is unfortunate that for the 3-person speaker, we say that. Fortunately for some of us, we are not there with our real speaker. So if you will be that speaker, who everything that come to the airport, a part that your business, the country, it was something.
Thank you very much. So we got to bring in Mommy. We're closing this show. Everybody will get their closing thereafter. Mommy, you want to speak to being a region speaker or being speaker for the entire for the 3,000 square miles of Liberia?
I mean, it depends on how people want to spin what Richard Kuhn said. There are really stronger issues I was looking at in the statement he made, but let's stick to the regime speaker. When Ghana just won the election, Mahama wrote a letter.
Senator, I beg to leave your show, man. I don't like to be on show with people that are being paid to do what they are doing. I beg you. I'm leaving your show, please. I'll see you.
You don't have to leave. You don't have to leave.
Mommy, go ahead.
So when Mahama won the election, Mahama wrote and called on all his party members to support the candidate to be speaker for the NDC, because he said we need the speaker to push our agenda. Mahama, Ghana. In America, when elections are conducted, whether Democrat or Republican, they campaign openly and say we want the speaker to support the Democratic agenda or the Republican agenda. When they win that seat, they brag about it, that we have a speaker that supports our agenda as a Republican. They boast, they don't hide. Trump will not hide. He said, I want the speakership I need a speaker to push my Republican agenda and get my legislation through. Right in Ghana, in Liberia, we pretend. We want to act like we are so unjust. When Fonati was speaker, people call him opposition speaker. People call him opposition speaker. So why? And he's from CDC. He was speaker, they call him opposition speaker. When Edwin Snow was speaker, we call Edwin Snow opposition speaker because he was from the opposition. Rachel Kuhn is from the United Party. This is a United Party.
So,
I come
let me
land.
Go ahead.
I come let me land. Rachel Kuhn is from United Party. He's saying I am a United Party regime speaker. He's clear. Whether he will use his position to compromise legislation or whether he will use his position to provide a check and balance is a whole different story. But to make it look like it's a sin to say I'm a regime speaker, when in America, where you sit in Stanton, you will hear Trump, you will hear Democrats saying we need a Democratic speaker to push our democratic legislation through.
So let me ask you a question, Mama. Mama, let me ask you a question. Let's be fair. Did Snow, during his term as speaker, ever said to you or anyone that I am a regime speaker?
Snow did not say he was regime
Did
speaker.
Fonati ever said to anyone that I am an opposition speaker and I'll do the opposition bidding?
I didn't say Fonati say so. I'm
asking a question. I'm trying to establish something here. Let's come to Mike Johnson here. During election time, they take position because they want the black to vote for them. Thereafter, they are speaker for everyone. Every American, they know one speaker. The speaker that didn't know, they are speaking to that person, going to that person as speaker for the United States, not for Republican or not for Democrat. I think sometimes we got to look in Richard Kuhn's face and say, my man, you err. I have spoken to majority of black lawmakers. They are embarrassed. Some of them because of that statement.
I'm not embarrassed.
I think, no, but I'm trying to say my 2 cents here. And he went further to say, right, we can play it. We will not pass our agenda except we have our regime speaker and everything the president wants, we have to give it to him or whatever. I mean, let me ask Austin. Austin, I want to come back to you and please help me. Do you think if you knew what you know today about Richard Kuhn, you have voted for him for the speakership?
You're muted.
I can relate for Austin because you stay to our audio.
Austin, can you unmute, please? Austin, can you unmute?
Well, Austin would not say anything because Austin didn't manage for car.
Can I say something quick?
I want Austin to answer because it's only fair. It's only fair, and you know that Richard Kuhn, if he agreed that he's speaker for everyone. He's not speaker for regime. Those terms that I am a regime speaker is condescending. It's separating our country. It's bringing that big divide. Okay, and that's why sometimes we should be very careful. If you can hear me, Austin, I don't know why you are not unmuted. We're trying to hear. Now you're good, Austin.
Stanton.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
We can hear you. Go ahead, sir. Austin, we're hearing you.
You mute himself again.
Stanton, there are certain questions. Then Austin can add it. You can hear them. There are some where not something you talk.
No, I don't think so. All right, Austin, you good now? Talk to us, sir. Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah. So are you hearing me?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Okay. I don't know.
Let's move on. Austin, will not answer that question. The day they elected Richard Kuhn, Austin gave a car. That big car you see the man using, that Austin car you are talking about. So when that question comes, he added it network is intricate. It's not that intricate. He's doing it not to answer.
So let me ask you. Clinton have not spoken. Okay, after Clinton, then we'll close. Yeah, like Clinton. Clinton, let's address this issue. And also, he said, listen, I was giving you one motorbike. I'm going to give you 3 keke. I
That
was
is the
paying
discussion I'm
25,000.
interested in.
Yeah, I'm going to bring. I was paying,
That's
giving
the
people
discussion I'm
25,000
interested in.
Liberty. Now I'm going to do it 50,000. But
That is
Clinton,
the
if you
discussion I'm interested in.
yeah, what say you, Clinton? Let's go into the
That's what
substance
I'm
of this
interested
guy.
in.
Yeah, but look, I mean, as far as the Supreme Court ruling, I'm of the position that we still have one speaker, and that speaker is Fanati Kofa. I want to continue to be on record for that. Richard Cohen, in my opinion, is not a speaker of Liberia. Now, if you want us to talk about his comment, it just shows the entire plot by the government to undermine the rule of law, undermine the Constitution, and push an illegal removal of a speaker to push the regime's agenda. And this is what we've been saying all along. And this is why Richard Cohen, and I told somebody today that he's not a smart guy, because obviously, I mean, it's obvious. We all know that this is the play, that he's, the regime speaker, but do you really have to go out there loud and say it out loud, and follow embarrass your people? It just tells you that this guy, what? Look, Mohammed, I understand the point you're trying to make, right? There is the political theater. You have a lot of political interest, and of course, in the legislature, a political party wants to have a speaker, the Democrat Republicans here. But at the end of the day, the job of those people over there is not to ensure that anything President Trump sent from our White House goes through Congress. Never. Right? It is not to ensure that everything Trump sent through Congress. And watch this. The reason why Trump was not able to have some of the success he has is because Congress was not going to pay for it. And that's why the institutions of America are strong, because they are independent of the presidency. So for Richard Cohen to be making that kind of pronouncement that anything the president wants, anything the regime wants, he's the regime speaker, and that's going to pass. And that's the reason we have some of us had the opposition to having someone like Richard Cohen, because the legislature, the way our government is formulated is that 3 branches of government are supposed to check and balance each other. So if you have, if you have the speaker saying, look, my job here is to ensure that everything the executive send, I don't care if it benefits the Liberian people, as long as it comes from the executive, it has to pass, then that's problematic. And then the legislature, the very formation of the legislature has been on a mind, because that's not what the legislature is supposed to check. Now we are worrying. I heard you say earlier that the reform at the port is politically driven. But you wouldn't have those kind of fears if we had an independent legislature. Let's say it passed the Senate, but if it passed the Senate, if it came before the House, and if you had an independent amount of people who are concerned about Liberia, they are going to look to that legislation and make sure it benefits the Liberian people. So you're not worried about, even if it's pushed by political agenda, once it reaches the floor, people are able to discuss it and make sure it is, and it has the right ingredients in there to meet the needs of our people. So I think this comment is outrageous. I think with all the embarrassment we're seeing from even foreign guests and even former presidents ignoring him, he just needs to step aside. And and if Funati doesn't want to continue to be speaker, let him have an election. I think this is just embarrassing. It is really, really embarrassing. I don't understand how he's able to withstand that kind of embarrassment.
All right, thank you very much. I'm going to bring in James Cola, representative, one of the representatives from Bond County. Briefly, he has to speak to this issue about the 5.8 speaker budget line, and then he will be joining us tomorrow on this phone talk. Representative Cola, it's good to hear you. Talk to us.
Thank you, CEO, and permit me to quickly extend my greetings to our precious viewer. Sorry, I don't know much about the conversation. I just got home from Banga, where I've come from visiting my constituents and to get prepared for work tomorrow. But I just received a call from a friend of mine informing me that it has been said on the Spoon Network that Speaker Richard Cohen's budget for 2025 is on of 5.8 million. Well, I don't know where 5.8 million comes from. But as far as I'm concerned, as a member of the leadership, the budget that was that we were informed of in leadership meeting that we passed. The figure is in a tune of, I think, 2.1 or 2.2 million. So to say 5.8 million, it behoove me. So I'm left wondering as to whether it is not the 2024 budget that was passed for the office of the speaker you are looking at. If I seen a screenshot of the budget I just did, if you do the office of the speaker for 2023, you have $2,216,399 United States dollars. If you do for 2024 budget, it was $5,855,553 USD. The outturn, estimated outturn at the time this budget was brought to us was $1,554,000.
Go ahead,
I
James.
think it is good to say hats off to the Ministry of Finance, Development Planning. Because if it were not the Ministry of Finance, Development Planning, I can assure you that the Speaker Emeritus could have pocketed $5,800,000.
Go ahead, James.
Yes.
James? Hello? All right, so we have James Colette. Can you hear us? You're going off. I believe you're getting phone calls coming in. Can you hear us now? Is it okay?
I can hear you.
All right, so let's just announce that you will join the show tomorrow. Not to waste too much of time, we'll have you. I believe you'll be in studio tomorrow.
Joining the show is not a thing CEO to admit. I won't mind joining the show, but there is only one disagreement I have with the show. If you can assure me, then I won't mind joining the show. Many of the panelists do not respect your guests. Many of the panelists are too personal with people. They disrespect people. They don't care about respecting people.
So let's discuss that in the back, James. James, let's discuss that in the back. We try to protect our guests the best way we can.
Again, show me your panelists will respect them, respect my view. I won't mind.
I mean, your view is your view. We will not insult.
That's why I gone.
Okay. All right, thank you very much. But the correction you're making, I think we can go back to whether it's 5.8 million from the past budget, or whether it's 2.1 million from this budget. Okay. But here's the problem, though. The budget is not online. The 2025 budget, what shows the authors, not online. But we can talk in the back and we look forward to seeing you.
I'm saying to you, I just said it to you.
That's what I'm saying. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. And we'll see you tomorrow by God's grace.
So there's no evidence from whoever saying that Rachel Kuhn budget is 5.8 million. It is a budget that was 5.
And let make that case. Let make that case tomorrow, James. Thank you very much for joining us, Representative Colette.
I really appreciate you just send this screen out for the viewer to see, because I circled the 5.8 million that was allotted to Speaker Kofa. I want to view it because it is possible. There are some viewers that are on the show tonight may not have the opportunity.
I have to take a look. Let me take a look at the budget. Say you send it to me, and then we'll put what we can put up. Thank you very much, James.
Check the second column. You check the second column. You see 10100 office of the pro temp.
Let me ask you a question, James. Let me ask you a question quick though, because we all got to go real quick. When did Richard Kuhn took over as Speaker?
Richard Kuhn took over as Speaker, if my mind can set me right. The election was around, I think, late November. I don't want to be precise. I can't record the exact date.
Okay, so the reason why I'm asking, and if we look at the budget, we'll make some determination from November up to the end of the year, how much did he spend as Speaker? But it's good having you. It's good having you. We got to let go of you.
My point is, Chief, I beg you, just in a few minutes. There are viewers may not be able to tomorrow. When Speaker Kuhn,
Jimmy says, who? Vera? Who is that?
Speaker Kuhn land that we applied was gasoline and vehicle. Besides Honorable Kofa, besides those two things, there were absolutely nothing on the land for Speaker Kuhn to apply besides vehicle and gasoline. and the payment of the vehicle was done to the vendor. As we speak, the vehicle is still yet to be received. You understand that? The only thing that I think the Kunto from 2024 budget was gasoline. We have the
and that's why I don't want to get into it because you are not sure, James. James, you said James.
Send everything to you.
James, let's do this. Send it to me. You say you think you are not sure, and now we don't want to show half documents.
No, you say you're not sure in terms of.
Okay.
I'm not the thing I say I'm not sure. I said the exact date. I said the exact date. What is November 10, November 20th? That one I'm saying I'm not sure, but the figure I'm giving you is precise.
Okay.
I'm saying the only thing that will apply to Speaker Kun in 2024 budget was vehicle and gasoline. That's all. Besides those two things, Speaker Kun did not take a dime. Okay, sorry, December was salary. Let me add the salary. He took speakership salary for December.
Well, these are the things I'm receiving, Representative. These are the things I'm receiving. That's why I'm saying let's take our time and go through it, because when you say he didn't receive anything, somebody sent me the salary that he received, but you just added salary. So exactly, we can do this. You are coming on the show tomorrow. We will go through it. I'm going to post. I'm going to post.
You know the process of paying for vehicle. We have yet to receive the view of the.
I'm going to post what you send me, and we'll have the conversation tomorrow. Again, Representative James Colette, thank you very much for calling in.
I would definitely be glad to appear if your panelists can respect me, because I would not want them to disrespect me, trust me. And they tend to disrespect me, I log out.
That's your will. Again. But we'll do our best to have a clean. We'll do our best to. We'll do our best to have a clean show.
But Stanton, if you want to stay on, let question him, because I just saw some figures
we don't
in
have
the budget right now.
But Stanton, you say you don't have that time. You're keeping it, man.
We don't have the time. Honorable James Colette, thank you very much.
I have some questions about the figure already. More than 270,000.
Yes, what Honorable James Colette sent us. We have more conversation on this. 2024, $5.8 million. The all terms say 1.5. But that's a lot of question, because we went over this so many times. The time for Richard Kun took over, the amount of money he received. What's the rest of the money? Now, Fonatikofa say I have all my voucher. Don't try me. I can present to you all my voucher. But when did Fonati leave? You got to understand. He left within certain framework of time. What happened during that space of time? Who ate the Liberian people $3-something million? We'll be happy to have James Colette to explain. Guys, let's close the show to the
there is
honorable.
another $217,000 goods and services to the Speaker office.
And that's what we will hold him to. We're going to come to Honorable Austin B. Taylor Jr. Thank you very much for being part of the show. You're always welcome. Let's close. You got to unmute, Austin, without hearing you.
It's good having me here now. And then, so now we're going to delve into the politics of the discussion. We were talking, regulation and policy issues.
We want to close the show. We want you to close. We want you to close. Maybe we can come back next time and you can talk more about your other program and the politics. But we have to close the show. It's 11
o'clock. I will close on this note. Okay. I'll close on the note, and then I would love to comment on the statement that Speaker Kun made that he's a regime speaker. I do not see any issue with it. That he's a regime speaker. He belongs. We had Speaker Buffer Chambers, who was a regime speaker. We had Deputy Speaker Kofa, who was also a regime deputy speaker. So right now you have Richard Kun, who is a speaker. He is a regime speaker. He belongs to the Unity Party. I mean, we just have to accept that. Besides that, he is a speaker of the Republic of Liberia. Yes, there are policy issues that we might not agree on. That there are things that we will be discussing that we wouldn't have agreements on. But the fact of the matter here, he is a speaker. My friend Ellis Noah signed a resolution to make him a speaker, even though he was not an RLJ, and many other people. He's a speaker now. You're making him regime speaker. At the end of the day, you want to come and then you say something else different. But that is it. That is a fact of it, and I don't think he erred by saying that.
Listen, you can come back 100 times. I really do appreciate your participation. Thanks a lot,
Thank you
Representative
so much.
Austin Taylor. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Representative Ellis Noah, you want to talk to us, sir?
I think you arranged time for Austin and myself, saying you want us to go to the intricacy and the specificity of our signature. I think we have clarified profusely. That was a political game because they are 43, so they have something to say. I laugh when Jean Coder, Representative Jean Coder, begging for people to respect him. Among the 73 lawmaker, he is a more disrespectful young man. Now he begging for people to respect him on your show. And I will see, you are talking about put the something off for the viewer, it was just something in me. I think he meant the viewers. But if he meant the viewers, also you should tell the viewers that they took the car belonging to Speaker Kofa because the car was in process. That same budget you're talking about. When they got hold of everything, they took it and diverted him. He should be able to explain it tomorrow as well. But again, I'm happy that Koder, who can look at Musa Bedete day before yesterday in session and say, shut up. Now he's begging for people to not talk to him in a condescending way. And that's why I said that respect is due to, to who deserves that. Because you cannot be there respecting other and you begging other to respect you. But again, Stanton, thank you for the show. I think one of the reasons we came here was to share our views on the substantive of the post, knowing that that's our area. Austin, despite of the political maybe disagreement, he's a fine gentleman in there. The only thing I know, if he for the 43%, if he's placed on the committee, there is a conflict of interest because he hold it and sold it a big businessman in that maritime sector. There is no way you can be a player at the same time referee those people who needs to come before you to explain the reasons that things need to be correct. And you just put it in your woman knee or in your daughter knee and you say, I don't part of the business. You think with the children you're talking about? I mean, some of us were in our jail were telling that when people are conflicted, they will always do that so that they can be able to something. But it's a good seeing my brother for the past 5 months. He has been resenting my cause. But Santon, thank you for bringing on board here. Anytime I hear any, I will count on this show because of the play we can meet. Thank you.
Alex, man, just answer one last question from me, man. When the Sano people to boat from the port, they are accusing you that you took 1 or 2 of those boats. Can you clarify? You want a chance tonight?
Sadon, and I can give you the chance. And you know, Austin, thank God he never let him to go. He's my living witness. When they both sank, Austin vessel were import. That time, he was not representative. So a liar can say my witness file. But listen to me. Those were the chicanery and political misinformation that TJ and others were carrying around. And I gave order to our people to retire them. Because when you do that, then you put them on the advisory board now, because in the modern day, to be lying on things that you can be able to substantiate the lie from truth, then we can put them and on the bus. But again, I'm in the States. I mean, I will give you the videos. Representative Austin Taylor, who for the 3-man maritime committee, a vessel, I'm saying a vessel, was imported that evening. He himself sent some money to a guys that evening when we were looking for means of rescuing that boat. So again, I'm a young man.
But why are you stressing on his vessel thing?
No, it was a question that came. It was a question that came. And so, listen, Austin, then, not Austin, Stanton, our people, Sano is one of the convoluted and hard-headed political counties. To be elected with scanner that is being, proving, then I think you from Lexington, you know how our country looking. But again, there were many letters written by Senator TJ at the time to LACC. They even invited the MPA under the stewardship of the past 2 managing director, namely Senator Bill Tuawe at the time managing director.
Oh, that's fine. I think you explain yourself.
No, just give me 30 seconds. Don't do that. Normally, every time you want to rush people, but then when some of your men then put it from there, then you won't get in the whole time and laugh. Yeah, so they invited those people and they say our boat not lost. In fact, the 3 guys who made a boat to go down, we fired them. Then the senator said, no, your boat lost. So I'm here, Stanton, as a representative. I'm not above the law. You have people inside, I mean, if you want something, you can get it. You don't even need to ask me. And I'm waiting all the time. Don't only ask me the question, my appeal to you. Do your due diligence and come on the radio and say the lie on Alex. I will appreciate that.
Thank you very much, Alex. Noah, we appreciate you. Austin Twitter as always.
But you don't want to ask Austin what are you a vessel or import when the Sunny sign?
You're trying to implicate.
I think that's a legitimate point, Stanton. The man has
somebody got to ask the man. I said the man vessel or import.
He's a chairman of maritime. That's interest.
It is not.
No, that one he put it in the first on in now. So and not Austin.
It's expertise, sir. It is expertise.
So if the famous board maybe chairman of the famous and I have a bunch of famous running, does that mean it's now a interest?
So again,
people got a law firm, but people got a law firms and they are chair judiciary now.
Exactly.
So let me say something. The only thing you can do, you can abstain. You can put in all of the people. Listen, everybody listen, Gibson. You know that, man, Gibson.
Gibson.
But we're gonna move on. I want to say, Austin, thank you very much for coming. Alex, as always. Listen, we'll see you guys next week when you have the time. Let's have
Stand on me or say anything, let me know. I can drive to see you.
We stay.
I will not talk it because my man on the line. I'll tell you later.
All right, thank you, Alex. It's good to see you.
My brother.
Yes, sir. Let's go ahead. Let's close the show, man. Kev, let's start with you, Kev. Welcome again. It was a quiet, very, very interesting show, man. Thank you to Yeke, to Austin, to Alex, and the call in from James Colai. We want to say to you, maybe we'll have DJ Blue. Maybe he got caught up on something, but we really want to talk about how did this police officer got away from the allegation of murder in District 17. We also made Fode Family today. He promised to come on to talk about the China Union concession. Again, we hope we're going to have him. There's a lot to discuss. We want to say to all of you again, a beautiful, beautiful happy birthday to our dear friend and brother, Greg, the IG of the Liberia National Police. We want to send a special shout out to him from the young man Sylvester Chodo Play, from Nelson Colette, the entire network, Madam Titi, and everyone. We send a shout out to you, Greg. You're a very decent man. We respect you. Again, we'll give you a hard time while you stay safe as Liberia National Police. Happy birthday to you. It was a great show, guys. I think it was. And we said thanks to all of our listeners. I'll come back again.
You not allow me to respond to some of these things the guys were talking.
But you were in your closing.
You're doing your closing, Gibson.
Let's start with Kev. Kev, what say you?
I wanted to impress them when I tell them in their faces.
That'll go, Gibson. That'll go.
Kev, well, I mean, what say you? A beautiful show, my brother. Talk to me.
Well, let's make this clear for the Liberian people. Austin is not a chair on maritime. We have to make that clear to the people. It's focal. So the reason Austin will accept that regime because he one of the regime chairman on maritime. They hijack the speakership. So we can come here and give him that one of the reason at the start of the show I never wanted to dignify anything he's saying because I know he's not a chairman from maritime. That's just cool. But let me correct something where and Mommy said he tried to bring America into this. Stanton, the people had election here in putting the speaker there. There was a process. We saw it openly. It on national TV. We saw it. They ain't go and hold somebody's hand and put it. But I can tell you, during Bill Clinton time, they had surplus. Do you know who was the speaker? Newt Gingrich. Republican speaker. They work together. But what Kun is saying, Stanton, and I will say this: Kun is telling the Liberian people that removing Kufa was sanctioned by the president. The president wanted his own person there. He's saying the president said, "Take it by any means necessary. Anyway, take it. I will back you." So that's exactly what Kun is saying. So Kun is not missing his word. Those guys are very intentional. It's not like he's not a public speaker or he's not smart. Kun is a very smart man. He's saying to the Liberian people, we would take this. We would, even election, we would take it. So I don't think Kun was in an error. He was there explain to the Liberian people that the president of the Republic of Liberia sanctioned them. They allow them to do it. You think James Collette went to go break the speaker office because of James Collette? Because the executive told him to do so. You think what he's and Fambule calling the justice Bese liquor talk, that is a mistake, because he get power from the executive. That's the way it is. We in this, there's no rule of law. Constitution has been suspended. We were running by decree. Imagine how Austin will come here and impersonate. He say he's the chairman on maritime. He's not. So that's why you saw me cool and sit down, because I know that that's the wrong guy. But I rest for now, because that's the wrong guy. We'll bring Foucault the next time. He's not the guy.
Thank you very much, Kev. Thanks for your closing. Ambula, let's hear you.
I will close on some of the things we started on. Reforms in Liberia, we're interested in them. We have to take our politics. I mean, you can't do it without politics, but let the drive for reform be more than personal agenda. Then personal agenda be more than the drive for reform. Reform, whether it's in Port or other places, there are always best practices across other countries. Sometimes you look at what you're doing, you look at what other countries are doing. You're not copying directly what the other people are doing, but you look at it to make sense of it. Why everybody doing it this way, and only me want to do it this way? Sometimes it could be right, but look at the different indicators. Be very conscious about the state of affairs. Creating a lot of institutions in Liberia is not the solution to our problem. Strengthening existing institutions is the solution to our problem. We cannot keep creating bureaucracy, only because they don't want not comfortable with us, so we create new one. Maritime has the authority under the law to regulate all the ports in Liberia. Go to that maritime agency, strengthen that department responsible for port regulations. It saves the government money, then creating new institutions, hiring people there, buying their cars, and doing all these things. You're just expanding government. You're not solving problems. On the issue about the speaker, we'll see this. Richard Kun has not declared his asset. Those are strong issues to talk about. When he was there, he said, I promise you, Mudobana, I change it to Keke. It's telling you that he's coming to put in more money. I promise you, this amount of money are increasing it. Those are things I got concerned about. Where is he taking the additional resources from to leave from motor back to Keke? To leave from 10,000, I think, to 20,000 or 50,000. Why is he not declare his asset as required by law? Those are critical issues. But you say, oh, because you know about maritime, so you cannot be on maritime. In fact, because you know about maritime, that's why you should be on maritime committee. Because you know about law, that's why you should be on judicial committee. Funati was chairman on judicial committee, even though he had a law firm that he divested himself of. Nobody there had problem with it. The men who were raising the issue never had problem with Funati. But now he get problem with his colleague, because he said his colleague know about maritime and work environment. We can't be doing double standard. You should be chairman of these committees because you have expertise and background in them. Regime speaker, our meeting here, we can't keep faking. This man is a unity party partisan. This is the unity party regime. Whether he will go there and compromise is a whole different story. But he's a unity party speaker. Fonati was opposition speaker. That's how we call him, opposition speaker. He was opposition speaker. That's how you call him. But because he was opposition speaker, did not mean Fonati was putting stop to everything that Unity Party was sending there. At a certain point in time, people even accuse him and say he told Joseph Boakai, I will do what you asked me to do. People accuse him of that. Evan Snow will call him opposition speaker. In America, the United States of America, they can say the Republican speaker. They can say the Democrat speaker. But the name doesn't mean that's what you will do. But more than that, let's be honest with ourselves. Why we should make, I mean, CDC people can take it and spin it. Oh, the man saying regime speaker and regime speaker. But the fact is, he is a Unity Party partisan. He is this a Unity Party regime. He is a Unity Party speaker. That's fact. How he manages himself, whether he conduct himself like a how they can call this some way they can a rubber stamp, whether he be a rubber stamp speaker, that's a whole different story. But the onus now is on him to perform as a speaker required by separation of power. But yes, he is a Unity Party regime speaker. It's clear, no hiding about that. We can't be pretending and be acting like we injures. That's why I made today we're having speaker crisis in the country. Because President Boakai did not want to be clear with who he support. In Ghana, right after the election, Mahama wrote and said, everybody go and support the speaker I want because I need him to support my agenda and pass my legislation. You have to be clear. We can't be pretending.
Thank you very much, my man. It's good having you, my dear friend. Governor Clinton, can we get you closing, please?
Yeah. I mean, Mama can, bring all the negative examples that he wants, but the thing is, what Richard Cohn was saying is that he's going to be a speaker for the president. That the current illegitimacy he occupies and continue to showcase around the place is because of the president. And he's there to do just the president's bidding. That's different from being an opposition speaker or being a speaker from the political party. We all come from different political parties. That's what government is, right? Everybody has a political belonging, even if you're appointed to a position that says you cannot be from a political party, but you can, belong to a political party and have to resign from that. So there's always some kind of political belonging. The thing is, Richard Cohn is saying, I'm here and I'm in this position because of the president, and I'm here to do exactly what the president is saying and what the president is instructing me to do. That undermines the authority of the speaker, the speakership, the independence of the legislature, and that's a problem. And that is the point we're raising. Even though I don't believe, and given the Supreme Court opinion that he is an illegitimate speaker, I believe he's occupying our position illegitimately. And so, Speaker Koba, there's only one speaker as far as I'm concerned. We can talk about the politics around Richard Cohn and what he's doing. Kofa, in my opinion, remains the Speaker of the Republic of Liberia. On the issues of the port, of course, we need to, there's the issue of capacity and making sure that the ports in Greenville and in Buchanan and other places are up to the tax to operate independently. But there is a need to push towards reforming and independence, because the more we decentralize, the more opportunity we are giving the people in these different counties a shot at development and opportunity. Everybody don't have to come to Monrovia for everything, and I think that's why there was this strong push to push the Local Government Act to decentralize the country. I look forward to tomorrow, to all the other discussions we are going to be having. It was a nice, quiet, and brief show. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Clinton, and I wish you well on your presentation at the court tomorrow. And I hope you make the Liberian people proud. Gibson.
When the kids, clean
When
up.
the kids, my man, we
Oh, why
beg
you
you.
laughing? Why you come and me laughing?
Just win only one case for us, my man. We begging you, my man. Gibson, go ahead.
Look, start on. Let me begin with my response to Alex Noah. When you are a representative and you are making allegation of your colleagues, you got to be forthright. You can't come on a kind of show and accuse people in the house and say they are playing politics. And they say, do you know anyone who is playing politics? I don't want to call name. Why did you mention it? That is the crux of my issue with him. And he's not saying it in a way that looks that he's showing humility. He's saying it in a way that is arrogant. I'm not working for a spoon for me to count spoon to tell you who is political. That's being arrogant. Or if you don't want to name people, say in a way, more respectful way, and make people to understand why you don't want to call name now. Maybe you will call name later. But these people come on the kind of show with a preset mind that they are coming to bamboozle the entire panelists. Nobody are going to deal with them. Let me see what they will do. And no, you come here with a mindset that you come to deal with us, you will be short-circuited. Now, the other brother who said you want to come, Brother Cole, who was taking 200 out for everybody, 15,000, he said he come in with more respect him. Well, we're not going to disrespect you. We are not going to disrespect you when you come here and discuss the merit of the issue. But if you start to make comments that will be demeaning, disrespectful, and insulting, we'll remind you. I really, really appreciated Alex and Austin actually discussing the port management something. I think they did well. Alex did well. Austin too did very well. He showed knowledge and experience. And I think Mame should continue with that memo. They should continue to push for the voice of that memo. I think I read the whole thing later on, and I see that there are some logical analysis that were made. We have a problem with the ports. The problem we have with the port is one managing director is dictating the pace of the various ports, making them subservient to the port of Monrovia. And I think the president, or there should be a means by which the president will be able to appoint other port managers and not just the free port of Monrovia, so that they too will have that presidential authority for them to act within. As it is, I don't think the president can dismiss the manager of the Greenfield Port because he's not the one put in there. So if the president wants that person dismissed, they got to go through the national port director, managing director, and the managing director will take action. Also, the danger is if Gibson Jerry is appointed as a manager of the port of Greenfield, definitely Gibson will be kissing up to with the national port, the managing director. He won't be acting independently. He won't say no to him if he makes suggestions that were not legally correct or that are not prudent. It undermines the productivity of the institution. This is why people always cover regulatory body, because regulatory body put people in their places. And that is on the Speaker Kofa. Look, Mami, you are right in theory. You are right in theory. The man is a partisan of the Unity Party. He was elected on that platform, on our ticket. He subscribed to the president and his ideals and the Unity Party platform. It's true, theoretically. But you don't go calling yourself regime speaker. What is a regime? If all of us define regime, regime is a negative connotation. It's an authoritative entity. If you define regime, it is a government, especially concerning authoritative governments. So when somebody says, I'm a regime speaker, we can call you regime speaker because we want to put you in a category. We can call you opposition speaker because we want to put you in a category. But when you start calling yourself regime speaker, then what happened to the opposition who were with you? What happened for the people who were from other parties who supported your ideals? Are they also regime lawmakers? You just short-circuit everybody. You just put everybody in the box and embarrass everybody because you were not, or the majority black, and those who supported you did not support you because you were regime speaker. They supported you for other reasons. Now you come and flash it in your face. I'm the regime speaker. You just told them they are all crazy. That's what you just told them. So theoretically, it's true. But practically, no speaker should call themselves regime speaker. We can call them regime speaker. We can call them opposition speaker. None of them have ever come and say, oh, I'm the opposition speaker. Or I'm the regime speaker. None of them have said that. Because they know it has a bad connotation. And I think the show is good. We should continue this way. If people don't want to come because they feel that other people are here to hold them accountable, they can stay. But if you want to come and come to discuss the issue, we will respect you and we'll respect Austin today. And until I talked to Alex the way I did, Alex was bluffing. But he came clean later on and started discussing the merits. And that's what we want here. We respect that. Thank you.
Gibson, Jerry, thank you very much. I want to say thanks to every one of you. I really do appreciate the fact that we can have a quiet show. It's 6:32 over here. That will be 11:32 in Liberia. I want to say thanks to Sylvester Chodoplay. Again, we look forward to a beautiful program tomorrow. We want to invite each and every one of you. Guys, if you're in Liberia, you're going to bed, pray for my brother, Governor Clinton. He got a big case. He will be in front of the judge tomorrow representing his client. We pray for victory and we hope that the judge can see faith that he can celebrate on the show tomorrow that he won his first case. Major case, by the way. Major case, and he will share the pie with everyone. I want to say to my sister.
I will send my cash up. All of us praying for that case. All of us praying.
Now, I see my sister Nettie in the back. She's watching. I want to say thanks to all of you. And thanks to Austin Taylor, man. That was a beautiful presentation. Alex Noah. I have my disagreement with Speaker Richard Kuhn on that statement, on that comment, but Mama is right. He got a side to protect. He protected his side. The presentation was wrong. The timing was wrong. But again, let's talk about the substance, the money, and all the issue. We'll discuss it more. I think, as I said before, Richard Kuhn is between a rock and a hard place, but this will get even worse. All right, now the minority black is stepping away again. That's another whole different thing. This is a big stuff. I don't know how we'll go through this, but I wish every one of you well. Have a beautiful evening. Till we meet again, may God save our state, and may God be with you and your family. Have a good night. Thank you, Mama. Thank you to all. All right, so Chopley, thanks a lot. Thanks for holding it down. Have a good night. Thank you.
All right. Many thanks. Many thanks to the team headed by our former CEO for a great presentation. Well, folks, that's it. That's how we concluded the February 16 on one with the CEO edition. Here on Spoon 107.5 FM and Fabric 101.1 FM. And of course, to our on our social media platforms such as Facebook, our YouTube channel, and other local radio stations across Liberia. Thanks so very kindly for following. For those who've been making comments on Facebook, thanks for your reactions. We appreciate them. Your reactions sometimes put the panelists on track and even our guests. And so we do sincerely appreciate you for your comments and everything. For those following us via the radio, many thanks to you. And thanks so very much. And thank you to everyone who always listen to Spoon Talk or the 101 with the CEO. And thank you so very much. All right, then tomorrow, I'm Sylvester Chiroplay. Have a wonderful night. Bye bye.